It is the annual Battle for the Paddle. Champlin Park hosts Anoka on a lovely day. We were supposed to open on a Thursday night. Severe weather moved through, postponed to 1 o'clock today. Not a cloud in the sky for this rivalry. Steve Thompson, Tim Anderson, and this is always a good one. This is a rivalry that goes back to the early 90s when the school split, Champlin Park open. It'll be fun.
Yeah, these guys are used to playing at the end of the season, but last year they played first game of the year. Anoka ended up winning that game really on the back of a couple of big plays in the passing game. Afia Beckway had 3 touchdowns in that game and made a ton of big plays, and that was really the difference. It's going to be an interesting one today. Champlin Park was 3-6 last year, but they bring a lot of seniors back. It's a veteran team. They're looking for some growth this year and maybe some improvement on that 3-6 record.
And there is no doubt about it that the Tornadoes program is on an upswing, 7-3 under Bo Strike. He has done a phenomenal job taking a program that was really struggling.
Yeah, he's done a great job. And again, it was all about attitude and rebranding and confidence and growing his players. I mean, those guys are in the weight room. They have great attitudes. If you see them in the high school hallways, they're some of the best kids in the building. It's just been a great job by that program and that coaching staff.
It is the Tornadoes and the Rebels coming up on a lovely Friday. School doesn't start until Tuesday. Nice crowd building for this one. We're so glad you're joining us on QCTV. Tim had a chance to visit with the Rebels head coach before the ball game today.
Back again here at Champlin Park High School. Tornadoes, Rebels getting ready for the Battle for the Paddle, opening game of the season. Standing here with Coach Nick Keenan. Coach, last year, sort of an interesting season. I thought you were in pretty much every game you guys played, had some tough losses. Looks to start anew here, but with a rival to start the season.
Yeah, it's always a fun game here, and since I've been an assistant coach, back in the early 2000s, it's been fun. We had some real good matchups. Last year it was a good matchup. We thought we gave up too many big plays. We thought we were right in that one, so we're hoping to correct that today.
Weather last night, it's a postponement, so we're starting here on an afternoon on a Friday. Does that change anything for you game plan-wise, stuff like that?
Well, wish we would have got it in last night because really threw off our schedule for our younger players with the JV, but now I guess you got to talk about the sun in their eyes, which we wouldn't have had to do yesterday. It's probably be a little bit warmer. But it's kind of like college game day now.
It's all for TV, as you know. We got to make sure everybody's happy. Just your thoughts on your team this year coming back. Like, how do you feel optimistically about your squad? Maybe some things that we can look for today.
We're very deep. Maybe on the roster now, we're close to 50 seniors. We're just excited to see how they play. I think we didn't return a lot, but we have a lot of guys that have been working hard since they've been a freshman. So deep at a lot of positions. A lot of kids are going to get a chance to play, and we'll see how they do.
Should be a lot of fun here today, Coach. Good luck to you. Best of luck this season. Best of luck today. Coach Nick Keenan from the Champlin Park Rebels ready to rock and roll here for this one. The kickoff, Steve Thompson, myself, we're going to watch it all right here for you on QCTV coming up next. And as we get ourselves resituated, we do want to point out that we did have an interview with Coach Bo before the game. We just didn't get a chance, so we had a technical difficulty with that one. So we apologize to Coach Bo Wasserich, but we want to thank him for giving us his time before the game. I'll relay some of the thoughts he had. He didn't seem it was a little different, Steve, the way he kind of proposed the delay versus Coach Keenan. Coach Keenan seemed a little bothered by the delay. For Coach Bo, it didn't seem to bother him much at all, really, just a quick change in their preparation. But I think if you would have asked him, he would have much rather played in calmer conditions and nice weather like this.
Yeah, no doubt. It is a great day, and it was scary last night. And as you pointed out, there was still lightning in the area. And the fact that they were able to move some football games to an 8 o'clock start, it's turned out really well here today at Champlin Park. Once again, rivalry renewed. Paddle on the line for this one. And over the years, Champlin Park, especially in the recent 10, 12 years, has dominated this series. But as you pointed out a year ago, Anoka was able to hang on and win a wild one at Goodrich.
Yeah, it was a fun one last year to open the season. And what we saw last year is, I think, what we might see this year. Steve, we saw a lot of penalties last year. We saw turnovers. We saw big plays in the passing game. And it seemed like it took Champlin a little while to get going, but once they got going, they made it a game at the end. It was very, very close, but it was really built on those early season mistakes, things of that nature. I'd be under to see just how clean both teams are today.
All right, we've got our return guys set for the Rebels at about the 5-yard line, and that is Eric Lukes and Reese George. George is starting running back, tailback for Champlin Park. And Anoka getting ready to kick it off. They will be with whatever breeze they have at their back. And it is a pretty good breeze blowing in from the northwest, which is typical later in the year here at Rebel Stadium. And we're just about ready to go for this one.
Luke Deshane will kick it off. You just had a look at Bo Wasserich in his 6th season here at Anoka.
So here we go with Tornadoes in white, kicking with the wind. Deshane has it teed up. Middle of the field, 40-yard line, ready to go. Our QCTV crew underway. Another football season here on QCTV. That one out of bounds, and you don't want to see that. Speaking of penalties.
That's not kind of what you're looking for sure. Now we're going to get a look at this Champlin Park offense from good field position as they're going to be led today by quarterback Brady Schornstein. Interesting because, Preston Telke's the normal quarterback. He's not playing tonight. He's injured. So they're going to go with Brady Schornstein instead. And one thing it's interesting to watch about him is he's kind of a Swiss Army knife, Steve. He plays linebacker for them. He's a holder. Last year we saw him catch balls out of the backfield. He can do a lot of things for them. So I'm interested to see him play at the quarterback position today.
Reese George will be the tailback. The wingback, Ashton Kapitsky. The wideout, Eric Lukes. Another wideout, Jamel Chroma. And the tight end, Michael Bruggers. And he's a big guy and been a part of this program for a while. And here we're ready to go. Schornstein, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off. It's George, not much doing, and he's going to get dropped for a 2-yard loss. The Tornadoes all over that up front.
Yeah, good start there. Deshane comes in to make the tackle, but he also had some help on the outside as Jaden Fox came in, and they just swarmed to the running back there and were able to make the quick stop.
Yeah, good pursuit to the football there by that Anoka defense in white. It is a good look. White helmets, white jerseys, white pants, maroon numerals. And they're going to call it second down and 11 yards to go. Ball at the 34-yard line. Rebels started with good field position when the Tornadoes kicked it out of bounds. Schornstein drops back, swings it out to the left, incomplete. And intended receiver was George. He dropped it. Now it's third down and 11.
Kind of a telegraphed screen pass to the running back, but Schornstein was able to just a little high on that pass. Didn't know whether to float that in or zip it in. Also a lefty, so it's kind of a tough pass, I think, for a lefty quarterback. I to kind of throw the opposite way. That one ended up being incomplete, sets up third and long.
Tornadoes all over it defensively. Probably wouldn't have gained much anyway had he caught that ball. Here's Schornstein, the quarterback. 4 yards deep. Got the Tornadoes to jump. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Anoka jumped offside, and this will move the football out to the 39-yard line.
I think that was Deshane, it might have been, who just wanted to get in there and tried to jump the snap count with the hope that he could get to the quarterback on an obvious passing down. But now that it's 3rd and 7, it's still kind of a passing down, but if you're Coach Keenan, you've got a few more options at least.
Yeah, 3rd and reasonable here to get the ball game started. Now we have a timeout. We had an official timeout. Hold the phone here. And Champlin Park.
Yeah, they're ready.
Center over the ball. Seavold ready to go.
He's like, I don't have all day. Let's go, guys.
First minute of the game, 11:08 to go first quarter. Schoenstein waits for the snap. 4 yards behind his center. 3rd down and 6. He'll tuck it under his arm, try to get to the outside. Not much doing. And that Tornado defense wraps him up. That'll be 4th down. Punting situation. Good job by Anoka.
Yeah, Dawson Lawrence comes up initially with some pressure on the outside for Anoka. Schoenstein doing what he does. He likes to run. And again, kind of a player who can do lots of different things. Just tried to find an opening, but the Tornadoes did a nice job of staying home and closing all the gaps.
Punter in for Champlin Park. Evan Swanstrom wearing number 9. And one man back deep, and that's Kamari Hibbler wearing number 1, standing inside his 30-yard line. Snap good, kick away, and it's a wobbler that's going to go out of bounds on the Tornado sideline at about the 35-yard line. We'll see. Actually, they're going to mark it out further up at the 40, so the Tornadoes start 1st and 10 in a good spot.
That's kind of what you don't want if you're Champlin Park, because you've got good field position, so even if you don't get the first down, all right, punt it deep, change the field position, force them to go the length of the field. By having a bad punt or kind of a shanked punt, you don't change the field position all that much. You basically netted 20 yards, and that's about it. And Tornadoes are okay with that. They'll take that with Peyton Padani at quarterback.
And the running back, Zach Welch, Afia Beckway, one of the wideouts. Trey Borchers, another. Wyatt Buxton, the tight end. Brody Lackinen, another receiver. Tornadoes love to throw the football. And Peyton Padani waits for the snap. Full 5 yards behind his center. And Welch behind him. Lining up against that Champlin Park defense. Welch, first carry of the year, up the gut, not much.
You know, they do love to pass, Steve. You're absolutely right. But Zach Welch is going to give them a different element at the running back position this year. He's big, he's strong, physical, he runs violently north and south. And I think that's what they want in this offense. I think that's what Bo wants, is the ability to get some tough yards in between the tackles.
2nd down and 8. Padani swings it out off the fingertips at the 42-yard line. The intended receiver out there was Ban. Yeah, Ban was the intended receiver on the swing out. Off his fingertips now, 3rd down and 8.
Ashton Kapitsky had the coverage, and so even if Ban makes the catch, it's pretty much toast right there. Good job by Kapitsky to kind of sniff out that play and put a little pressure on Ban to try to secure that.
So 3rd down and long for the Tornadoes on their opening drive, quarter number 1. We are scoreless. Padani looks to the sideline. He's ready to go. Play action. Steps back. Screen set up. Caught. 1st down and more over the 50 near the 45-yard line. Well-designed play. Welch carries it out of bounds.
And that's exactly what you talk about just a second ago, Steve, with Welch, right? The downhill runner. When he gets in space, he has speed and he has power. And he does give them a different element in this offense because he's bigger than half the wide receivers. And they've been used to running a lot of smaller running backs. Even Ethan Mossman, who's in the game now, a little bit smaller than Welch, does more of that shiftiness in the backfield.
Gain of 12 on the play. First down of the game. And we are ready to go. 9:34 to go, first quarter.
That's frustrating if you're Champlin Park, too. You force that 3rd and long and not able to get off the field.
Here's Padani, and it's Welch to his right. 2 way out right, and 2 to the left. And now we're going to run a play, and it's Welch up the middle. Not much doing. A yard or 2. He fought and carried the defenders forward. Brady Schoenstein was in on that tackle, among others.
And that was Mossman, actually, who they brought him. They snuck Welch off and brought Mossman in for a play. Now Welch is back in. Mossman able to get him a couple yards. I'm a little bit nervous about Schoenstein being middle linebacker and having to play quarterback as well. He's going to be in playing a lot of plays in this game, and it's going to be very physical on this side.
2nd down and 8. Once again, 2 left, 2 right. Lone running back. This time again is Welch. Rolling out Padani, and he's got to tuck it under. Maybe got the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more, but Darius Moore, that defensive tackle, was really the guy who broke that play up and then got to help.
Yeah, they broke that down immediately. A little breakdown on the O-line for the Tornadoes, and the Rebels brought some heat. Padani just had to scramble and get back to the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Rebels, forcing, again, another 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 here.
3rd and 8, 44-yard line. Tornadoes in Rebel territory. Coming up on 8 to go in quarter number 1 on a lovely day. Sunscreen, big deal today. That pass to the outside, incomplete. And that was well behind the intended receiver. I think that was a back way over there.
Yeah, they were trying to run a little quick out. It's a timing route. It's all timing. And that one was just sailing over the head of the intended wide receiver. Now 4th down. Bo doesn't love to punt in these situations, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it because he's crossed the 50. And I think he'll try to take his chances here with the defense that he has.
And he's trying to get personnel on the field. A back way. He's coming over to the right side of the field. Clock stopped. 8:05 to go. 4th down. 8 yards to go. 44-yard line. Padani waits for the snap. 5 yards behind his center. Takes that snap. Rolls out. Tries some misdirection. Flags all over the place. It's Welch at the 40 near the sticks. Probably came up short at the 38-yard line, but the flag, this one could be coming back anyway.
Well, if he's short, they'll just decline it, probably take the ball. But I believe you're going to get holding on the Tornadoes, and that usually happens when you see a quarterback flip positions like this. Watch him roll out and then quickly roll back, and the lineman was just hanging on for dear life there. Like right there. Schornstein looked like he got drugged down. 58, Dustin Burton, I think, was in on, going to get hit for that one. Yeah, Dustin Burton called for that at the center position. In the end, no harm, no foul, really. You just didn't make the 1st down.
Yeah, it's really turned into a short punt is what it did, and gives the Rebels 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line with 7:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Just underway, season opener, Anoka at Champlin Park here on QCTV. Steve Thompson, Tim Anderson, and our great QCTV crew led by Ryan Mush. And smiles all around on a lovely day to set up the gear. It's easy on a day like today.
When they were sensing those 30-mile-an-hour winds predicted last night at 5:30, I don't think they were super excited about the prospects.
And the drive begins. Schornstein, the quarterback, hands it off, and this is George for a few right up the middle against that Tornado defense, and Cooper Baki came up and was part of that stop. 2nd down.
Yeah, Lawrence got on the field late right there. Took him a while to get into position, and Champlin Park didn't really take advantage of it as they had a look that they wanted. Now sets up 2nd down and 8.
So the Rebels get the football right back. Neither team scored on their opening drive. Schornstein has the slot to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right. George, the carry, misses, steps over the 50 near the 45. He was able to sidestep a would-be tackler in a big gain, and the first down of the year for the Rebels, and it will be at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, nice little counter there by George. He was able to take it in, and then watch this move right here. Bam. Nice little cut back to the middle, and had all kinds of daylight across the middle of the field. Good run there by Reese George. Good awareness, good eyes.
And it is a gain of 11 and the first down of the game. Tornadoes had a 1st down on their opening drive that ended in turning it over on downs at the Rebels' 38-yard line. 2 to the left, and George to the right of the quarterback, Schornstein. Slot is in the right for the Rebels in blue. He's going to keep it. He's going to run it right up the middle over the 40 down to the 38-yard line before he's finally hauled down from behind. Mosman had to bring him down.
That is an element that Schornstein brings here that I think if you're Anoka, you have to be prepared for. He likes to run it and tuck it. He'll do these little quarterback keepers and these draws, and you need to be aware. You have to protect for the pass a little bit, but you have got to believe that Schornstein out of that shotgun is going to either run with George or he's going to run himself often.
And it puts it to the 38-yard line. 2nd down and 1 yard to go for the Rebels. Under 6 to go, quarter number 1. And this is going to be George again, right side, running room 30, 29, near the 28-yard line before he's finally brought down from behind. And they've got the Tornadoes on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, good straight-ahead running by the Rebels, and again, the interior line winning the battle here. This was one of the things we talked about in last year's game. I thought that the Tornadoes really did a great job on the line of scrimmage on the offense and defensive lines. Today so far, Champlin Park's offensive line much improved, really pushing back the defensive line of the Tornadoes.
And it was one of those things Nick Keenan talked to you before the game was, hey, we've got a lot of seniors, and by now these guys have played a lot of football together and should be ready to go out of the gate.
Yeah, he talked about the depth, right? He's able to just bring guys up and just keep throwing guys out on the field, and he has confidence in everybody he's got. You're seeing that play out right now. That offensive line is full of some big kids.
And running the football, never a bad strategy if you can do it. There's George powering his way out the left side. He's just going to be thrown back rudely. Cooper Bakke would have none of it.
Kind of slows things down a little bit. And this was one of the conversations I thought before the game, too, because they had to replace a really talented running back in Russell last year. So it's a little bit of an interesting look to see how George does. But so far, so good. Reese George has been up to the task.
So Schornstein gets a call today as a starting quarterback, Preston Tilkey. And they've had a lot of injuries at Champlin Park in recent years, especially at the quarterback position. It's just been crazy how many quarterbacks they've had to run out there over the last 2 or 3 years. Play action, throw over the middle, up, caught first down inside the 10, inside the 5. Michael Bruggers, the tight end, hauled it in.
Jump ball, and you say go to your veteran senior players when you have an opportunity. That's exactly what Schornstein does right here. Finds the big target over the middle, and it's just a jump ball. And a big tight end who's going to win that jump ball, and then he's going to be able to outrun an Ethan Mossman pretty much all day there on power.
So first pass of the drive, and it's first and goal at the 3-yard line. Gain of 26. First and goal for the Rebels.
You don't have to pass all the time, just enough to keep the defense honest.
Power formation, George toward the goal line, right side. They had the full house backfield there.
Did.
And he maybe got a yard. Good job by that Tornado defense.
Yes.
That's all line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Zach Welch comes up, makes the play there on the outside, able to knock back George.
No gain. Second down and goal for the Rebels. Trying to hit pay dirt for the first time in the opener, and now we've got flags. What do we got here? Couldn't have been delay.
No,
it was awful
they still
quick.
had 18 on the clock.
And they're going to mark it off against the Rebels. What do we have? False start?
We got offensive encroachment.
So lined up.
Yeah. Well, that's what you don't want if you're Coach Nick Keenan, is taking penalties inside the red zone when you have the advantage. When it's second and goal at 2 or 3 and you're just running it right down the throat of the defense, you don't want to be taking penalties here. And again, getting you behind the chains, getting you off schedule.
Yeah, that one really hurts. And it's second down and goal back at the 8-yard line. So just lining up in the neutral zone or offside. And now we're going to get a timeout on the field, and we'll keep it right here. So Anoka made a mistake kicking it out of bounds to start the game. Champlin Park wasn't able to take advantage. We'll see if the Rebels can bounce back from a big penalty right there.
That's a big spot. We'll see how they do. And getting ahead is going to be key, right? Because they fell behind last year against Anoka. They fell behind in some games. But as we said in the pregame, this Champlin Park team, they were 3-6 last year. But they were in a lot of games. They played a lot of tough games against teams and would come up short, either because they fell behind early or because of penalties or because of a mistake late. So getting ahead, getting the lead early on your home field, getting some positive mojo, it's a big deal.
And the last time they played here at Champlin Park in 2022, the Rebels rolled 46-22. And of course, a year ago, the opener was at Goodrich. And Anoka was able to take advantage of that and have a fine year, 7-3. A big school football, that's no joke. That's good stuff. All right, out of the timeout, here come the Rebels. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Schornstein waits for the snap. We got another flag.
Did they jump early here, or did they? The clock started early, apparently, and referee had to straighten that out. So official timeout.
Well, it's game one
It's
for everybody.
It's game one for everyone.
Yeah,
We talk about that all the time. Yeah, everybody needs time.
Yeah, I got to remember how to use my binoculars. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of moving parts.
That's why you almost got to do it in the summer just to not stay rusty.
Yeah,
to make
for
sure you're not rusty. That's the key.
You don't need it for hoops or hockey.
No, you
know,
don't.
I dig these things out. How do they work? All right, here we go. Second and goal from the 8. Rebel Schornstein. Play action, rolling out left. In trouble. Still in trouble. Dodges another would-be tackler into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Bruggers!
I'll tell you what, that is all improvisation from Brady Schornstein. He rolls out and keeps the play alive, keeps his head up. Now, at any moment, he could have put his head down and started running. I thought he was going to do it right here. He didn't. He kept his head up. Then he was able to avoid a tackler and, again, keeps his head up, throws a beautiful pass on the run to a wide-open Bruggers as he, again, slipped the defense and got a nice score there. Good touchdown for Champlin Park. Good drive.
Swanstrom on to try the extra point. At the moment, 6-0 Rebels. Snap, spot, kick, low, hit the upright, no good. Or did it make it? No,
they
it
said
didn't
no.
get through.
I was going to say, they want to say it's good, but that thing bounced 10 yards backwards. I don't know what the Rebels want. But great job by Brody Schornstein. I was super impressed with the way he kept that play alive on the rollout. So many quarterbacks in that spot, especially at this level, Steve, just don't do that. They're like, oh, play broke down, time to run. He didn't do that, and I think that's what got him a touchdown there.
And we're going to take a look at this snap. The spot was good, and the kick just bangs the upright.
Yeah, it's no good. I don't know what they're looking at.
Clearly didn't go through.
Yeah. I don't know.
By the way, that drive took 4:54 and went 64 yards, and a couple of big passes to Michael Bruggers, one for 29 to set him up first and goal. Then the touchdown pass, that was Schornstein to Bruggers from 8 yards out. And the extra point was no good, 6-0. But Champlin Park started with a ton of runs, and then they were able to connect. And Bruggers, he's a major weapon.
Absolutely, because he's a big, tall target. And I'm not sure if anybody in that secondary is going to match up with the big, tall tight end. And you want to have a big target to throw to if you're a quarterback playing your first game as the starter.
Yeah, and what a scramble by Schornstein to keep that alive. And then Bruggers to keep the play alive. And it was an ideal rollout for a left-handed quarterback as well.
That's a great point, Steve, that Bruggers didn't give up on the play.
Yep.
He kept running to try to get open.
And here's the kickoff. That's Swanstrom, near side. That goes out of bounds. And the Tornadoes will get it at the 35-yard line.
So good field position here for the Tornadoes for their second opportunity of the game. And now they're chasing 6 points. We'll see if that changes Coach Bo's strategy at all.
A year ago, Padani had a terrific game and had a terrific season overall. 15 of 27, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. As the year went on, Padani did pile up some interceptions along the way, but played a clean game in the win over Champlin Park 1 year ago.
Yeah, and I thought that was one of his strongest games of the season. I thought he had some games where I thought he was maybe forcing some throws, and again, it's because he's got such a great arm. He's a really talented quarterback, and those guys, they just believe they can make any throw anytime, anywhere, and you trust guys like Abekwe and Borchers just to go up and get jump balls. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor. But I would expect as a senior, you'll see him make more of those sound check down decisions like we did in the first drive where he threw it to Zach Welch a couple of times.
So we're going to get a do-over. And here's Swanstrom approaching the ball, 5 yards deep. And this line drive caught at the 15-yard line. Carrying it up the field, good cutback to the 40, to the 45, the 50, and the Tornadoes are going to get it into Rebel territory with a terrific return off that line drive kickoff. Nice job there by Ethan Mossman. And that was a good decision by Bo Usrick, make him kick it again. And Mossman, it paid dividends.
Yeah,
they gained 17.
He saw something he liked. The kicker has hit, an extra point in a couple kickoffs, and it hasn't gotten very high in the air. And these line drive kicks are the ones you can return because they get down there so fast that the coverage team hasn't had a chance to get there. So there's room, and Mossman took advantage of it there.
Yeah, he gained 17 yards. That's a big play for the Anoka Tornadoes. They're down 6-0, still quarter number 1 of the season opener. Peyton Pedani, the quarterback, and the running back is Welch, wearing 16. Pedani's going to hand it off. Welch with speed to the outside, 40, 35, maybe the 34-yard line before he's hauled down. And that was a touchdown-saving tackle. He had the edge.
Zach Welch was basically a short yardage back last year because he was playing full-time linebacker on the outside. This year, they've got him as the starting back, and he gives them what I think they wanted Tyrell Cummings to do last year, which is that speed/power. Cummings had some injuries where he had to battle through that. I think if Welch can stay healthy, they've got that speed-power combination here.
Gain of 15, and the Tornadoes on the move, so they get the big kickoff return. Then they get the big run from Welch, and they're in business. Pedani, 5 yards behind his quarterback. Welch, 2 yards behind him. And he'll take the handoff with room. 25, dives near the 20-yard line before he's wrapped up and hauled down.
So far,
and
really,
another first down.
Really good answer, Steve, by the Tornadoes. Coming out and not panicking, saying, we're not just going to throw it all over the yard. Let's run the football, and let's get some first downs and get some momentum.
2 runs, 2 first downs. They're at the 20-yard line. Gain of 13 there. Under 2 to go, quarter number 1.
Watch it, Beckway and Borchers to the high side. You might want to take a shot at a fade here.
And they're going to hand it off in the middle, inside the 20, near the 16-yard line. And the Rebels had to game plan that the Tornadoes were going to throw it a ton today. And so far, they've run the ball effectively. And that was Welch, and he's going to get a breather, and Mossman's going to come in for him. So Welch done a lot of work already on this drive.
Yeah, he was a little slow getting up right there. You could 3 runs in a row. He was like, all right, I need some water. Maybe make a change here. And again, now you go smaller with Mossman, who's also made some nice plays here early on.
Atkin, the receiver, to the near side for the Tornadoes. 2nd down. And 6 to go on the 16-yard line. Man in motion. Mossman inside the 15 and then driven back, loses his helmet.
And that'll stop any play, of course, because once that happens, that's the end of the play, no matter what, here at high school and college level, which is a good rule.
Kapitsky is right in the middle of that one. And now the Rebels a bit on their heels in a big spot here. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. They need to get it just inside the 11.
And Bo still feels like he'll have his full playbook here. Because my guess is probably go on 4th if he has the opportunity here. So I don't think he's going to panic. And no, he'll take a timeout. He is not happy.
Yep, they're going to take a timeout. So both teams have burned a timeout here in the first quarter. Not unexpected in game 1.
No, of course. You're going to have some of this, right? Especially even when, you get your mind right for a game the night before, too. You want to play, and then you got to sleep on it one more night. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the juices flowing and the focus back where you want.
Another thing in a day game like this, that they come far and few between, particularly early in the year like this, is hydrating. And
Absolutely.
Hydrating, and we're going to see as this game plays out, because it's a lot warmer on the turf, and how that plays out in quarters 3 and 4
well,
today.
We saw that last summer in this first game when we had a lot of guys exit with cramps and little muscle pulls and things like that because it was a warm night. Last summer, every night was warm. It was 7 o'clock at night and 89 degrees. So it wouldn't be. I would expect the same thing here during the day.
So here we go out of the timeout. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Ball at the 14-yard line. Tornadoes back at it. And the running back, Welch, in there behind Peyton Pedani. Slap back to the right. And it's going to be Welch again right up the middle with room inside the 10 and powers his way near the 5-yard line before he's wrapped up by the Rebel defense. That'll be another first down and 1st and goal, and they're going to go quick.
You notice that again. No dancing from Zach Welch. He gets it, and he is full speed at the hole. And that's what allows him to get that forward penetration. Nice job by Zach. Bad snap.
That's at Padani's feet. He's in trouble. He's going to get hauled down for a loss. That was just a bad snap, and the Rebels ultimately make him pay for that. They weren't able to scramble away. And a good job defensively by the Rebels. Stop that play and move him back to the 9-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and goal, and that'll be the end of quarter number 1.
Fun first quarter, Steve. These teams really starting to move the ball. Should be a great game.
All right, quarter number 2 coming up. Champlin Park leading Anoka here in the battle for the paddle, 6-0. Stick around. We have a lot more coming up here on QCTV. One quarter in the books. Rebels lead the Tornadoes 6-0, but Anoka knocking on the door to start quarter number 2. They have a 2nd down and goal situation out at the 8-yard line.
And we're up there somewhere at the press box here at Champlin Park High School. Again, a nice day. Beautiful day. You can see Steve. There's a hulking presence of Steve. I try to hide behind him in the press box. That's my job.
Padani to the end zone. Touchdown! We're tied at 6. Abekwe.
Afia Bekwe in coverage. That had to be a great throw and a great catch. He could only get it in one window, and it was there. Abekwe does a great job of hanging on because he knows he's going to get hit catching that little slant pass. He does. He hangs on. Touchdown Tornadoes. Nice job there by Anoka.
Good throw. Good route. And Padani to Abekwe again. And he had 3 touchdowns in this game a year ago against Champlin Park at Goodrich Field. Abekwe had a monster day that day. 4 catches, 165 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We're tied at 6 at the moment, and the Tornadoes are going to line up and kick the go-ahead extra point here.
Noah Pahansky.
Pahansky, snap, spot bobbled, kick, no good, wide right. We remain tied. And that snap was bobbled a little bit. That threw the timing off. That's all it takes.
Yeah, it's holder Trey Borchers. We'll see how he had trouble. Here's the touchdown first. This is just you can see even no step. This is a no-step drop by Padani. Just a quick slant. And Abekwe does a nice job of running that route. That's what I like to see out of Abekwe because last year he was catching balls on outs, on go routes, right? It was just straight speed. Now we're seeing some precise route running. That's a nice layer to add for Abekwe's game here for this season. And if he can do more of those kinds of routes, look out. He's going to be unstoppable.
That drive took 3:08, 6 runs, 1 pass. The pass for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's coming back saying, you know, we can run the ball too. And you're right, Coach Bo, I think, has this reputation of wanting to throw the ball a lot, and he certainly will. He's going to have games where he'll throw it a ton. But we saw it in that Blaine game last year with them, Steve, that he's not afraid to just pound the ball if he has the opportunity to.
Well, and I think you have to show that. There's no doubt you want to put it on film as quick as you can. Hey, we have the ability to run the ball outside and inside, so teams just can't load up and try and stop the attack led by Peyton Padani. But quite a throw and catch by Abekwe, and they connect again, 6-6. And here we go as the Tornadoes ready to kick it off. Let's see if we can get a kickoff inbound. That's the goal here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been a great day for kicking in general so far, so we'll see how this one goes.
DeShane to kick. This one inbounds at the 10-yard line. Rebels are going to return to the 25, running room 30, 35, all the way out to the 40-yard line. Terrific return by Champlin Park.
Yeah, Reese George gets the run, but he runs it back too. That's asking guys to do a lot of stuff here, both sides playing both directions there.
So George over on the far side kind of cut it up the middle, got good blocking.
First down, Rebels.
First and 10, 42-yard line, 11:43 to go here in quarter number 2. We're knotted at 6.
That was just like the kickoff that Champlin Park gave to Anoka. Line drive, not very deep. You don't allow your coverage team to get down there, and that gives a runner tons of room, especially one who can really run like Reese George.
Wind has let up a little bit, almost blowing straight out of the west or from behind us across the field. Schoenstein hands it off. George powers his way to the 46-yard line. That was a good run right up the gut. And Daniel Smith, the nose guard, hung in there for the Anoka defense and finally brought him down.
I think the Rebels are good with this kind of game, Steve. A little slobber knocker, a little back and forth kind of game. I think they're all about it.
It'll be second down and 6, ball at the 46-yard line. Once again, Schoenstein doesn't drop a full 5. He's about 4 yards behind his center. And he'll take it, tuck it under his arm, right side, cut back to the 50, short of the first down. So it'll set up third down and very short, but a nifty little run by the quarterback, Schoenstein.
Yeah, you're right. It's not quite a pistol formation, right? Because the back doesn't sit behind him, but it's a really kind of shallow shotgun formation. Dare I say, a sawed-off shotgun formation right there. I mean, it's not a deep drop at all for Schoenstein, and I think a lot of that might be a tell that he might run when he does that. It might be something to keep an eye on.
Well, they gave him a good spot and a first down at the Anoka 48-yard line, so gain of 6 on the play, and they moved the sticks. I thought it was knee down closer to the 49, but who am I to say?
They must have gave him a little extension of the ball there.
Yeah, no doubt. Schoenstein's going to hand it off, legs all over the place, and this will be 5 yards on Champlin Park, almost certainly.
Yeah, and you do not want to start at 1st and 15. Now, they have run the ball well, and they've done a nice job of staying ahead of the sticks. But their first drive of the game, they got in trouble because they got behind the chains. They started getting 1st and 15, 2nd and 13, stuff like that. And that takes you out of your offense. It makes you have to do more things that you're not comfortable doing. You want to throw because you want to, not because you have to.
And they are at the 47-yard line, so it is a dreaded 1st and 15 for the Rebels. They're on their first drive of quarter number 2.
Oh, boy, jump.
And the Tornadoes give it right back. There were 3 Tornadoes over the line of scrimmage, and it's kind of like, yeah.
Defense, number 94. 5-yard
Yeah,
penalty.
DeShane wanted to come in. Also, Daniel Smith in there trying to come in. I mean, it was just everybody wanted to get to the quarterback. Aaron Knapp.
Yeah, I saw Knapp in there as well. And all those guys walked back to the defensive huddle going, that'll be on film tomorrow.
Yep.
And,
Adam Denicky will say, that's twice.
All right, back at it, first down and 10.
And
the Tornadoes may have jumped again over on the near side, and that could have been Smith.
Yeah, you gotta watch the ball here. If you're, this is 9. It looks like it might have been, yeah, maybe that was Smith. Now it looks like 99 who might have jumped on that, Javen Starks, and you can't have it. You gotta watch the ball. I know you want to jump that snap and get in the backfield, but little restraint.
Yeah, and you're right. It was Starks. Here's the Rebels up the middle. Nothing doing there.
So you go from a 1st and 15, 2 offside penalties. You give them now. It was 1st and 5. Now 2nd and 5. DeShane makes the stop right there. But just like you don't want, if you're Champlin Park, to be behind the chains, if you're Anoka, you don't want to be giving yards away. I mean, that's no Gouda.
So after all of that, it's 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Well, they've got it at second. Yeah, second down and 4. That's right. All of these penalties threw me way off.
There's a test at the end here, Steve.
And play action. Schoenstein, nifty move, dives near the first down. I thought he was going to get stopped for a loss, and he eluded the would-be tackler in the backfield. Parker Seaman was all over it and just couldn't bring him down. And after all the penalties, Schornstein scrambles his way to a first down.
The instincts of Brady Schornstein are really terrific. I mean, he just senses pressure. He senses where the linebackers and the linemen are coming in on those. When the play breaks down like that, when they're in the backfield, he can feel it, and he makes the necessary move. It's one step here. It's a deke there. It's really good stuff from Schornstein.
Carpenter way out left for Champlin Park. And the quarterback, Schornstein, hands it off. It's George, not much. And he was just driven down. Michael Chamberlain rode him down to the ground after a gain of about 1.
Talked to Bo earlier this year about how the defense really, the whole front line really changed. That they graduated those seniors of Nabozny and Wimmer and Avery Fields and those folks. So, but he really liked the guys he had coming up from, from the JV or from the second string to become first stringers, and really liked a lot of these guys, Berglund and Smith and Chamberlain, as you mentioned. They have to kind of fill the roles.
He just went right down the line of scrimmage and dropped George. They're going to give him no gain. Second down, 10 yards to go, 38-yard line. Schornstein with the running back to his left, and that is George. Play action, throw over the middle behind the intended receiver. Wasn't really in danger of getting picked off.
Yeah,
and he got a break there.
That's clearly a timing route. You're looking for a window right there on a little slant route. It was a play action, and the ball's got to come out. That's all it really was. And he throws it on time, but he's late. He's I mean, not late, but I mean, he's behind the receiver.
So now 3rd down and 10, and Schornstein gets a play from the sideline. We're ready to go. 7:31, quarter number 2. We're tied at 6.
On time but late. That's kind of what that's like my homework rules at the high school, I think. It's very similar. Point.
Lawrence was in there on that tackle, among many others for the Tornadoes. And
Defense, number 7.
Yeah, face mask on DeShane is what they'll end up calling as he pulls it off. And again, no need for it. You had the gang tackle.
yeah, he wasn't going anywhere. So they're going to go from the 38. And is this going to be, yeah, it'll be a big one.
15. That's 25 yards in penalties on this drive alone. And that's going to make you pull your hair out. And it's a good thing the head coach doesn't have any hair. But, man, that stuff will drive you crazy. And Schornstein gives you a giveaway, too. He tucked that ball. That's totally a designed run. He had no intention of throwing it. So if you see him tuck the ball like that, it's got to be a run to the football, keep him boxed in, and make a tackle.
First down after the 15-yarder, and a little inside counter play. Rebels don't fool the Tornadoes. That was outstanding defense there, read by Cooper Bach beautifully. But that
Kapitsky, the ball carrier.
Kapitsky on that inside reverse, really. Running back George handed it off to Kapitsky, and it only gains a couple to the 21.
Kind of a nifty little wrinkle there to throw if you're Champlin Park, and good job by the Tornadoes once again of staying home and not biting on the initial handoff.
Well, and that's the kind of action Elk River runs all night. If you've had a chance to see the Elks, it's just insane how they move the ball in that backfield. You have no idea who has it. Here's George, put it on the ground, big hit, Tornado football. He put it on the ground, and Anoka scoops it up, and that was Kamari Hibbler with the fumble recovery.
Johnny on the spot, Kamari Hibbler. This is all doomed from the start. The handoff was just off, and there was no chance there for George as it looked like it just missed his hands. And it skipped forward. Easy pickup for Hibbler. He just falls on it. Big turnover, first one of the game. Goes the way for the Tornadoes.
So Anoka's going to get it back. Last drive started at the end of quarter number 1. And it was Padani to a Beckway touchdown pass. Extra point, no good. So Anoka gets it back finally in their own end. And on that drive, they ran it very effectively. Padani, the quarterback, hands it off to the outside. Welch, not much. He got a good surge and then kind of ran out of gas after a gain of about 4 on that play out to the 27-yard line.
Picks up 4, but I think, again, if you're the Tornadoes, you'll take 4 on first down, 4 or 5 yards. If you can get the second short and open up your whole playbook, They bring trips to the near side on this one.
Padani's going to throw it out to the near side, almost short hop the intended receiver. That was Borchers, and then Borchers was quickly wrapped up.
They call it incomplete.
Yeah, he's throwing it right our way, and it was a one-hopper. And I think we'll get a look at it.
Third down.
Another example of maybe being in between. Do I fire it in there or do I feather it in there? And this one just, it was a wobbler from the jump.
Yeah, Borchers on a hop. That doesn't count. A back way, split way out to the near side. Always keep an eye on him. He has a touchdown catch. Under 6 to go, quarter number 2. Padani looks right, throws right, off the fingertips of the intended receiver out there. And that could have been Laakkonen.
Yeah, it looks like it was. Peyton struggling a little bit early on in this game, missing his receivers high and low. He's been high to a couple, 2-3 receivers today. Low on Borchers on that one play. You wonder if maybe he's just rushing or he's not finishing the throw.
So it is 4th down and 5, 27-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout on the field, Champlin Park. And now the Rebels figure to get it back in very good field position here as we move past the midway point of quarter number 2. But just unforced errors by Padani. The guys were there.
Yeah, both times. Just get the throw there to Borchers, and you're probably going to get 7-8 yards. It looked like it was well set up. He was going to be able to have some running room. This time, again, an out route where the receiver's there. Laakkonen is open. If the ball's on time, it's going to be there for a catch. It's just a little bit off right now for Peyton. Obviously, he's got the pedigree. He's had the experience. We expect him to figure it out here and have a good run. But, yeah, a rough couple of drives for Padani.
A year ago, Padani 169 for 303. Completion percentage 55.8. 2,194 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 11 picks a year ago, and very high hopes for him. He's got all the ingredients to have a big year for the Tornadoes. They're going to kick it away. And 2 men back deep for Champlin Park.
Great job by the Rebels.
George.
Great job by the Rebels on defense there. You get after a turnover, momentum's with the Tornadoes. You slam the door, 3 and out. Nice job.
And the punt is away. Short kick hitting near midfield. Rebels scramble away. And it'll be down by the Tornadoes right at the 40-yard line. One of the big guys downfield, Mason Brent, put a paw on it, and Champlin Park will go to work.
Yeah, about a 30-yard punt or so right there from Kellen Brewer. It's been a rough kicking game, I will say that. We've had some short punts, we've had some missed extra points, some tough kickoffs.
And I get it when it comes to the kickoffs, when coaching is directing you to kick it to the sideline. Don't kick down the middle of the field. Let's try and pin them on one half of the field and make it easier for the return team. So in some cases, that can be, hey, what I'm being told to do is to get it over near the sideline, get it on the edge. And then what breeze there is may have affected that punt as well, even though it looks like it's going straight across the field. Here's Schornstein. This is just a designed run. He'll go up the middle into the pile and gain a couple before he's driven back.
And helmets flying.
Yeah, that's right. Another helmet off here.
I'll say these two teams know each other very well. It's a very physical game when these two teams get together, obviously. And 6-6 in the second quarter, not surprised, right?
Gain of 3 on the plays, 2nd down and 7. And the clock on the move. Anoka, rare 3 and out. The only 3 and out we've seen so far. Actually, Champlin Park on their opening drive, there was a penalty mixed in. They had a 3 and out, so both teams
That's a delay.
Yeah.
Or it's either a delay or a timeout. Yep, delay a game on the Rebels. So getting that player off the field with the helmet kind of messed up the timing.
And he'll take it back to the 38-yard line. He'll set up 2nd down and 15 for Champlin Park.
There you go. That kid's got the right idea. The ice cream. Man, let's go. Someone run one up to me and Steve here. I'll take that.
And once again, shade at a premium here today. just a gorgeous Friday.
Fantastic. Maybe
And
this is a new thing. Maybe we could have some Friday afternoon games out here on this first week before the school year starts. That'd be fun.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I'm in favor. Schoenstein straight back, looking to throw, looks to the right. Now he's going to tuck it under his arm and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage before he is hit hard. Anoka did a good job defending down the field on that one. Kamari Hibbler's pretty happy about all of that. Now we got a flag. This could be unsportsmanlike somewhere.
Could be, and they need to be careful if it's on Anoka. But hey, this one was smelled out from the beginning. I think Schoenstein was going to go to Reese George on a little screen pass, and the Tornadoes were all over it. Are they picking this up? Let's see. Nope, we got it.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7-4.
Oh.
15-yard penalty, third down.
Wow, on Schoenstein.
Wow. And that's going to move it all the way back to the 23-yard line. So a 5-yarder.
Brady wants to try to argue his case right here. Let's see what happens at the end of this play. As you can see, he's down. And let's see, does he what does he do? Maybe is he talking? Well, he's clearly talking. He's yelling at the ref. It looks like he's giving the referee some business there, which
Yeah, that never works out well. That's not a good idea. Now, if I add them all up, we're at
well, that's 20
third
yards
down
of
and a
penalties.
mile.
That's 20 yards of penalties on the Rebels this drive after 25 yards on the Tornadoes last drive.
Ball at the 23-yard line. First down at the 50. Third down, 27. Schoenstein back. Has a little room. Cuts it into the middle, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line. Good pursuit there by the Anoka Tornadoes, and Chamberlain pursuing the play, and the Rebels at their own 35-yard line are very likely going to punt it away.
Kind of a smart move, though, to just keep the ball. It's kind of the equivalent of just, throwing the white flag there. It's like we don't have a play for third down and 20-something. Let's run a little draw, run a little quarterback keeper, get a few yards, make it a little better for the punt team, and just say this wasn't our drive. We'll regroup, go get the next one.
So he did get it to the 35. Rebels are going to punt it away. And Hibbler is back deep at his 35-yard line.
And he has speed, so if he gets room here.
And the punt is away. And he'll just fall on it at the 32-yard line. So Hibbler fought the breeze a little bit, brought it in. And the Tornadoes go to work with still plenty of time to go in quarter number 2 in a tie game.
32-yard line.
Yeah, 3:09 to go, first half. About another, about 30, 32-yard punt or so right there from Evan Swanstrom, who's doing both the punting and kicking duties for the Rebels this season.
Now here come the Tornadoes, and you would think Peyton Pedani would like to have a throw call, or a couple of throws right off the bat. Let's.
They're going to do a little wildcat now shift.
Now they send 4 out to the right, and Pedani takes the snap. He'll throw it off to the right. There is a catch, and a missed tackle, and the ball goes out over the 40-yard line. Probably not enough for a first down for the Tornadoes, but a little razzle-dazzle. Welch, actually the receiver on that play, but well-designed play. And just like I thought, it was like, okay, let's get Peyton a throw right away.
Yeah, just a nice high percentage play right there, a quick little out, and you're asking Welch to make one guy miss to get some yards. He does that, they get 8 yards.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Pedani is going to hand it off. Here's Welch, first down, a little more near the 45-yard line. Move the sticks for the Tornadoes, still plenty of time.
Want to see them get Trey Borchers involved here if you're Anoka. He's a good possession receiver. I think he's one of their best route runners. Kind of a security blanket for Pedani. Got to see if you can get him involved.
Pedani downfield, fires sideline, out of bounds. Intended receiver of Beckway. Outstanding coverage by the Rebels.
Yeah, fantastic coverage there from Champlin Park. They sniffed that out right from the beginning. They said he's going to go deep. Let's try to roll that safety over the top. And they had Beckway boxed in pretty nicely.
So a really nice job downfield on that play. And That'll be a second down and 10 yards to go.
Yes, they want to get Borchers involved because he doesn't really have a catch yet. Abekwe only has the one, which is the touchdown. So you'd like to get those guys, those playmaking receivers involved in what you're doing.
They have two each side. Padani looks to the sideline, sends a man in motion. Away we go. Padani sets it up. This is Mosman, and he is wrestled down from behind. Nice play by that Champlin Park defense. Darius Moore, once again, defensive tackle, following the flow of the play and hauls him down after a gain of 5.
Yeah, it's a good job by Moore, smelling out that it's going to be a screen, and then he backtracks immediately. He kind of disengages from the lineman and gets himself into coverage to make a nice play on Mossman.
They're down at 5. Welch in front of the rolling out quarterback. Padani throws it, and nobody home. And he just missed his mark completely. There was nobody home there. 4th down.
Yeah, and that had all the time in the world to set up. I mean, even if it wasn't there, just tuck it and go if you want. You have a lead blocker in Welch. But again, looking like he might have been trying to force one in. And I think they'll just punt this away.
You know, it could be one of those things where on that particular play, he was expecting a receiver to be there, and he maybe went the other way. There was nobody in the neighborhood on that throw.
Yeah, it's usually, and that's first game of the season timing stuff too, right? You maybe not always on the same page with the wideouts.
Brewer to punt, 2 players back deep, Lukes and George for the Rebels. And we have another whistle.
I think this is delay on the Tornadoes. Nope, timeout first.
All right, 2:11 to go in the quarter, and they're going to visit about this, and maybe they saw something. Might put on a play here. 6-6 football game.
Boy, you might have just hinted on something there, Steve. One thing Coach Bo is not afraid to do is he is not afraid to mix things up on 4th down, especially around midfield. He'll throw a fake punt at you. He'll do some different stuff.
And try and shake things up a little bit. Tornadoes D across the way, trying to find some shade. You see the Rebels sideline there. And I think the Rebels coaching staff is saying the same thing. Hey, be on the lookout. He may not kick the ball here. That is Kellen Brewer.
Well, it was a lot easier last year when it was Evan Frecking, who was the backup quarterback, to do a lot of different stuff because he could throw it. We do not know if Brewer has those kinds of abilities as well.
Now the Rebels don't have anybody back deep to field this punt, so they really are feeling fake. And then Brewer's going to kick it away. And this is a wobbler that'll hit at the 22 and take a Tornadoes bounce inside the 20.
So a little game of chess there from the two coaches going back and forth. It ends up being a punt and a no return.
Not really a bad strategy if you can pull the return guys up, and then your kicker can maybe pin him down even deeper because you know you're not going to get a return, and that's the way it worked out.
So they take that, and now see if Champlin Park with 1:57 to go can get down the field. They're going to have to go 84 yards to a score in an offense that doesn't do big chunks through the air. They've been kind of ground and pound.
And here we go with Schornstein, starting quarterback today, wearing number 4. George, running back. Carried it a lot early. George is going to get the call off the left side. Not much doing. Good pursuit down the line of scrimmage by the Tornadoes defense. They really smelled that one out. That's nice defensive play there by Parker Seaman. He's done a nice job.
Yeah,
in this
good
game.
adjustment so far by this Anoka coaching staff as George and Schornstein were kind of running all over the Tornadoes early on. Starting to see a little more gap integrity from this Tornado defense. There's those Stars and Stripes helmets. Get a good look at those right there for Anoka. They're going to wear those the first 3 games of the season. Very cool.
Yeah, good look. And on a warm, sunny day like today, early in the season, wearing all white, not a bad strategy either. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. George's going to try the right side. Nothing doing there. Another good job by that Anoka Tornado defense.
Yeah, that might have been, looked like 28 Aaron Knapp in there breaking that up.
Anoka.
And Anoka will take a timeout.
Their final one of the half. Please reset the game clock to 1:03. 1:03.
He maybe got a yard on that play, and we do get that timeout with 1:03 to go. They reset the clock, 1:03 to go. Ball at the 19-yard line. And the Tornadoes in this spot are thinking, hey, we make a stop here. We're going to get the ball back and have some time, and we know what Peyton Pedani can do.
Now they're
Maybe let him air it out.
They're out of timeout, so this is the counter if you're Champlin. You say, well, we could run it here, hang on to the football, punt it, and they'll get 10 seconds maybe for the end of the half. And I think that's probably a safer play. You're at 3rd down and 8. You're still deep in your own zone. You're at the 19-yard line. The idea that with one timeout you're going to go 81 yards doesn't feel high percentage to me. So I would think they'd keep this on the ground.
Yeah, pretty good chance Schornstein keeps it or hands it off to George. We'll see what he does here. Schornstein takes it and is going to roll out to the left. And he is going to throw, and it's going to be caught by the tight end, Bruggers. And Bruggers gets a first down out to the 30-yard line. How about that?
Well, he had that's a great call by Coach Nick Keenan, because I didn't think it was coming. I have to think that the Anoka Tornadoes didn't think it was coming. And a nice job by Schornstein, once again on the run, making a nice throw to Bruggers. And they've got a nice little thing going, those two.
Yeah, out to the 33-yard line. That was a gain of 14 and a first down. Clock stop at the moment as they move the sticks and get everybody set up. Oh, Michael Bruggers, touchdown catch already. A Beckway touchdown catch for the Tornadoes. We're tied at 6. Off the right side, little momentum over the 35 to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line.
I get the vibe that they just didn't want to punt deep in their own zone and have a punt return. Like, at least they complete that first down. They're trying to hurry this up, but clock is ticking.
Schornstein sends George to his right. And the snap's a good one. Here's George, left side, dodges a tackle. 45, 50, knocked out of bounds in Anoka territory at the 48-yard line. 21 seconds to go.
That was sophomore Preston Nelson there, Steve, getting the carry. So a little change of pace. You go with a different back, a little younger, a little smaller. 180-pound back, able to get some room to the outside, some fresh legs.
He got it to the 49-yard line. That is a gain of 14 on the play. For Nelson getting his first carry of the game. Once again, 21 seconds to go here in quarter number 2, a tie ball game. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Schornstein, straight back. A little time, now rolling to his left. Under pressure, is going to throw it away. Yeah, he sent it out to the near side. Mensos, the intended receiver, but well short.
Yeah, almost just trying to get rid of it, if nothing else. That just broke down. I think if he would have got it on the straight drop and his first read was there, he would have thrown. But if it was not there, I think it was just run, get rid of it.
Ellison is still out there wearing number 30 at the running back position.
Swanstrom getting some kicks in at the net, maybe trying to see if he can get a look here at the end of this half. I got to think you'd have to at least get to like the 25-yard line to even feel like you'd want to take a shot at that.
Schornstein waits for the snap. He'll drop straight back. Under pressure, scrambles to his left. He'll tuck it under his arm and get smacked out of bounds inside the 45. That'll set up 3rd down.
Deshane tries to keep him in the field of play. He didn't over-pursue, sort of let him come to him and then allowed him to push him out of bounds. 8 seconds to go here in this first half. Decision time.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. We'll see if the Rebels just take a shot to the end zone.
Yeah, you got to think with you don't have time to really let a pass play develop here. I mean, yes, you have one timeout. Yeah, that might not be enough.
It's almost just hope, you can get time, and Schoenstein can get it to the end zone. Rolling out to his right, near the line of scrimmage, he'll tuck it under his arm and get out of bounds with 1 second remaining in quarter number 2. So he timed that beautifully, got the first down, and now maybe a shot to the end zone with the ball at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I have to think you're probably still out of the range of the kicker.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're asking 50 yards here, and I just don't believe anybody's got that at this point. So, yeah, you're right. It's just a heave opportunity here. The thing that makes me wonder about this, though, Steve, is they let like 30 seconds go off the clock on one of those plays after they got the first down on the pass play back here at the 20-yard line in their zone. If they're really serious about getting a score, why not hurry up a little there? Like, or I mean, you may want to hang on to your timeout. I understand that, but you gotta quicken the tempo and give yourself some time then.
Yeah, I think that gets back to first game of the year. Everybody, clock management skills. I mean, I even admitted trouble with the binoculars in quarter number 1. So, I mean, it happens to everybody.
Absolutely.
But now the Rebels have that opportunity, and once again, field goal try. Likely not in play here, but roll out, maybe get a penalty, take another shot.
So Tornadoes will get in some sort of prevent here, I'd have to think. Maybe only rush 3, drop everybody else back. And they don't have any timeouts, so they got to make sure they have what they want on the field here.
Jamel Chroma, the receiver on the near side, and I think we have movement. Yeah, it's going to make it 5 yards further back for the heave to the end zone. Instead of the 34, it'll be the 39-yard line. So a penalty here.
That was the famous everybody but the center jumped on the offensive line. Maybe a little snap, maybe a count issue there. We'll try this again.
So one more try at this.
And based on what I've seen from Schoenstein, I'm not sure he's got a 40-yard arm. So you really just want to keep everybody in front of you here and don't get beat on some missed tackle.
Yeah, pick 6 would be bad. Schoenstein near side, and that one is going to be picked off at the 10-yard line. Picked off by the Tornadoes, Wyatt Rothram, and he is brought down at the 29-yard line, and that will bring the first half to an end. And we are tied at 6. Champlin Park hosting Anoka. The battle for the paddle, all tied up. We'll take a break. Our halftime on the way, and stick around. Quarters 3 and 4 coming up on a Friday. Happy Labor Day weekend from QCTV.
Favorite place to shop. Local felines are saying it's the cat's pajamas. We're talking, of course, about Canine Crossing, just off Hanson Boulevard on 154th Avenue Northwest.
So we sell dog and cat food and supplies, and we sell chicken food as well. We have tons of dog toys to choose from, collars, leashes, and we specialize in doing raw dog food as well as local farmers.
What makes Canine Crossing unique is their commitment to providing pet owners with top quality nutrition, specializing in raw and minimally processed products that are nearly impossible to find at traditional pet stores.
So we try to find the best quality raw dog food and kibble that we can support for our local dogs in the area. And so we really have equipped that for the dogs to be healthy with their food. So we want them to be able to be active, have a nutritious diet. If we notice that it isn't doing well for a lot of dogs, we will take it out of our store. So we really want the best quality that we can get for our animals in the area. So you can find anywhere from pre-made patties, little individual bites, and you can find chicken to turkey to rabbit and venison. Bison is a little bit more unique for some people, but we like that you do. It's a nice clean protein. And then you can also find tongue to beef hides. We have local goat farmer as well who provides goat milk for the dogs. That's very popular, is goat milk. And then we also have anywhere from chicken necks, turkey necks, duck wings. And we can also special order foods as well too if you can't find it.
Why raw? Lynn tells us more.
The best quality would be seeing less shedding. They will have less stool. And then a lot of people who have allergies with their dogs find that the allergies are non-existent. So that is our goal, is that the dog is the healthiest eating outside of the grocery store aisle. So it's your kibbles, we will always offer the best kibbles that we can. It's more affordable, but we also find that spending a little bit more on raw, the dogs just flourish. And we just offer complete and balanced ones as well too. So that's something that is definitely unique in the market, where a lot of people get stuck on the same kibble. We really encourage them to rotate so they can see the full benefits of their dog's health.
With the commitment to health and well-being, Canine Crossing's proximity to Andover's Community Center makes it easy for pet parents to access nutritious pet food and supplies while engaging in wellness activities themselves.
We like that the YMCA, there's Snap Fitness here, there's Subway, there's a lot of good local restaurants, and the schools are here as well too, and there's also a lot of sports here as well too, which we want to emulate with the health of the dogs as well too. So we wanted a community that was healthy and forward in that area, and that's why we picked Andover.
By shopping local, patrons receive a customized experience without feeling overwhelmed.
So we have wonderful customer service. Our employees here are wonderful. We do extensive training.
Welcome to QCTV's High School Football Preview. My name is Jim Childs, and we are about to preview the Andover Huskies, the Anoka Tornadoes, and the Champlin Park Rebels. All are looking to have excellent years this year, and the preview will start right now. Here with head coach Tom DeVellis of the Andover Huskies. Coach, 2 section championships last year, the semifinals. This year, you've got to kind of reset and get back into it. 33-6 in your first 5 years here. Pretty impressive record. Now it's all washed away, and you've got to start at 0-0 again. How do you get your team to kind of get back into, hey, this is football, and we're 0-0. It's not last year.
Yeah, well, Andover's had great tradition. So prior to me, Coach Wilkie did a great job of having a program built on a tradition of hard work, and what we did on the field, from last year to the next year, kids understand, every year's different, but at the same point, we understand the tradition and what it means for us to keep building this every single year. And so, the exciting part is that we can hang our hats a little bit on what we did last year for a quick breath. And then after that, it's reality of 2024. And, but I feel like kids are hungry. They enjoyed what they saw from last year. The kids coming back really enjoyed where we finished last year. And so, they want to make sure that we try and get back there as best.
What are some of the keys with the younger guys to make sure that they're able to understand what the game plan is and understand the speed of the game and varsity?
I think a big thing is just building their confidence, in practice, giving them all the rah-rah and hyping them up, giving them all that mojo, helping them get better. Great.
So, you're one of the leaders of the team as far as tackle for losses and a career leader with that. I want to ask you, when you get a chance, you're playing everybody you played last year in the regular season. What team defensively can you not wait to play?
West, for sure, Mankato West. That's who I played best against last year, and I can't wait to play them again.
I'm surprised it wasn't Elk River.
Oh, Elk River's a good one too. I get a lot of tackles against them.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, Bubba, hey, wish you the best this year, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm here with senior captain Sam Audette. Sam, big year this year. You're planning to be kind of a hybrid between the tight end, wide receiver, and possibly on the line as well. What's the secret to the Andover success as far as offense and your leadership within that team?
Yeah, I really try to be cool with everybody. Like the linemen, I'm great friends with all the linemen, and then the receivers, I've grown up with all of them. So just being really cool with everybody, having good relationships, that definitely transfers onto the field.
Going into this season, last year you were the pup. You were the only junior. Everything else was a senior. This year you're the senior. You've got some new folks that you've got to kind of get rolling on. What are you telling these guys as they're fighting for positions and trying to get to that level that where you were last year?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think everyone's just putting in the work, putting in the effort, just trying to keep them motivated. And I mean, we lost some size, obviously, but I think we replaced it with some really skillful, smart guys, smart players that are ready to get at it and make some moves.
Well, good. One of the questions that I always want to ask linemen: pass or run? What do you like most?
I like our pass play. I like pass. Get to turn it into a run too, so it's fun. I like that.
Well, good, great. Now, you know your brothers also have played. You're kind of a legacy name here. Are there? You were able to get to the semis last year. Anything with your family that you can kind of hold over their head now that you were able to get to U.S. Bank?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cool opportunity to play there. I mean, we were at U.S. Bank and they didn't make it, so it's always kind of fun to tease them a little bit, and it's always great to tease your brothers a little bit. So yeah, it's fun.
Well, good. Holden, I hope you have a great season. Thanks again for joining us here. If you had a tunnel screen at the 50-yard line, or you had a post pattern at the 50-yard line and you scored a touchdown, which one would you vote for?
Definitely tunnel screen. Make a few guys miss and maybe hit a little celebration going to the end zone.
Well, that's great. And so this year you've got a schedule. You're playing the same teams again that you played last year. Just mirror schedule. You're going to be at theirs and they're going to be at yours this year. Who are you looking forward to playing the most?
I'd have to say Elk River. It's always a good competition and a good game. It's exciting. It's the best fan show out. They're good. They're going to be better this year. So it should be a good game.
Here with defensive coordinator Ken Weichel. Ken, historic run last year. You're able to get to the semifinals, first time in Husky history. Yeah. And this year you've got to kind of reset, and there are some expectations. I'm sure that kids come in thinking that they'll be able to walk into the bank this year again. Yeah. What's the message to get everybody back to ground zero?
Yeah, one of the things we always remind them with is that team was that team. You're a new team. There's a lot of new pieces coming into play. We're just looking to get better every day at what we do, and that's move fast, get lined up, change the picture for a lot of the offenses we're going to see, and just play as fast as we can and understand the concepts that we have in place. So I think it's just getting them to reset, and just everything is new, everything's different. Even if you were here before, we need you to reset and start anew. It's a new team, it's a new game. We got to get ready to go.
The Andover Huskies are coming off their best finish in school history, making it to the semifinals and to U.S. Bank Stadium for the first time. The 2023 team finished with a 10-2 record and have some returning experience and leadership. Head coach Tom DeVellis is in his 6th year with a record of 33-6. The Huskies have Cameron Magali, the all-state wide receiver, coming off a 1,200-yard, 12-touchdown season last year. The Gopher commit is looking to lead the Huskies in offense, and interior linebacker Bubba Weichel will lead the defense. Weichel is one of the career leaders in tackles and tackle for losses for the Huskies. The Huskies open up against St. Thomas Academy, the state runner-up last year at Husky Stadium. Key games for the Huskies are always the sectional opponents. A tough Elk River and Sauk Rapids Rice team will come into the section, and they're both ranked in the top 10. Section 7 is one of the toughest sections in 5A. The Anoka Tornadoes are led by Bo Werstrick, coming in with one of Minnesota's best offense. They are led by quarterback Peyton Padani, a senior entering his 3rd year as a starter. The Tornadoes are one of the best teams to watch in 6A. The Tornadoes finished with a 6-3 record last year and looking for a long run in this year's playoffs. The schedule includes 2 of the past 6A champions, Maple Grove and Centennial. Padani will have one of his favorite targets back, wide receiver Trey Borchers, who had over 40 receptions in 2023. The Tornadoes' defense will be led by linebacker Luke Desheen. This year's Pumpkin Bowl, the Tornadoes will host Wayzata, and that will be featured here on QCTV. I'm here with Coach Nick Keenan. It's his 7th year here at Champlin Park for the Rebels. Coach, you guys have a huge senior class this year. Actually, probably one of the biggest in 6A. You've got a big maturity jump from 16 to 17-year-olds or 18-year-olds at times. What's the expectation physically? The Rebels have always played a real physical game.
Yeah, that's one thing the coaches actually talked about. We have 50 seniors signed up, and you figure those kids, are a year older, like you were saying, a year more mature. So we're just really deep at a lot of positions.
Since you've been here, that front 7 has been really kind of the calling card for your team, and you've got some great pieces already in place there on the defensive line and on your linebackers. Talk a little bit about really the heart of your defense on the front 7.
Front 7 starts with Michael Bruggers. He's going to Northern Illinois next year, but he's been our hardest worker since he's been a young kid, so he's really set the tone for all those guys. We have Abdul Janadu, who is going to be a defensive tackle that, again, has worked really hard in the offseason. And there's some other kids that, it seems by their senior year now, they're kind of getting it, they're kind of figuring out. They're bigger, stronger, like we talked about. Linebacker crew, you can look at all the years at this school. We've had great linebackers. One played in the NFL, a bunch of other guys were in, smaller Division I schools. So we tell those linebackers that if you're going to play at Champlin Park, you're going to be one of our best players. But so those guys take that into account. But really, it's just really been helpful with this senior class kind of buying in the weight room, and then 4 years in now. All those, being with me since it's been my 7th year. So we're just really excited about the young guys that we have on the varsity roster, plus all our seniors.
Hey, listen, there's a big difference between juniors and seniors. You've got 50 seniors that have come back out. Unbelievable amount of I would imagine, close friends, and you guys are tight. The physical aspect of it, going from juniors to seniors, how are you feeling coming through camp as far as just physically, and are you feeling stronger? Are you feeling ready to go? And are you seeing that from the rest of the seniors?
Yeah, right now I definitely feel better than I did last year this time around. But as a group, I definitely think it helps to have guys that are more matured, and also just having more experience, more reps. It helps just make the game go easier.
Great, awesome. That's Michael Bruggers from the Rebels, defensive linebacker too, I believe, and he's going to be starring for the Rebels as a captain this season. I'm here with Ashton Kopetsky, who is an outside linebacker for the Rebels, one of the stars and one of the captains. Ashton, coming in to this season, I'm sure you're getting tired of playing against each other, but it's been a good camp from what I understand. You've got 50 seniors. You've also got some underclassmen. And as a captain, what are you doing to lead these guys and get them ready for the season to make sure that you guys are the best against when you get up against Anoka in week 1?
Yeah, I like to keep the intensity up in practice. You always go hard. You're always having fun. I'm one of the guys, I like to mess around, but I also, when it's game time, when it's some practice like scrimmage, I like to go 100% and just give it my all the time.
One of the things that the Rebels have had since you've been here is whether you're up 10 or down 10 or whatever the score is, their effort there is there no matter what, and that's not by accident. Tell us, how do you approach each game to make sure that your team, no matter what the score is, they're giving effort every play?
We just brought in a former player who will be a 3 or 4 year starter up at St. John's, Hayden Sanders, and he told all the kids. He just said, a cliche, but don't take any plays off. Play every play like it's your last. We've actually lost 2 seniors to season-ending injuries already. One outside of football, one in football the first day, just a freak foot injury. But so we talk to the kids all the time about you never know when it's going to end. So we're hoping that you give your all, because we tell the kids you don't want to live with any regrets. So that's just something we speak to a lot. We try to preach effort as much as we can. That's something that has not really skill related. That's kind of your heart related. So that's the kind of things we do, during practice and then outside of practice. Just we think that's a trait that can transcend football.
Excellent. Coach, wish you the best this year, and thanks for joining us here on QCTV.
All right, thanks.
The battle for the paddle will open up the schedule for the Tornadoes and the Champlin Park Rebels this season. The Rebels coming off a 3-6 season, but have a huge senior class and they are ready to make their mark on the program. Preston Telke is back at quarterback for a 3rd year, and the strength of the Rebels since head coach Nick Keenan has taken over is the defense. Michael Brugers and Ashton Kopetsky will not only lead the defense, they'll also captain the team. Also look for the Swiss Army knife of Brady Schornstein, who played on varsity since his 9th grade year. He is committed to helping the Rebels on offense and on defense. The Rebels have a tough schedule as they have the past 3 state champions plus Anoka to contend with this season. The Champlin Park Rebels 2024 schedule will start against 2 tough opponents, the Anoka Tornadoes and the Maple Grove Crimson. They'll be home against the Tornadoes in the battle for the paddle, and they will travel to Maple Grove for a rematch of their upset last year against the Crimson. 3 out of the next 4 games will be at home. Osseo, Coon Rapids, and Blaine will all be at home in the middle part of their schedule. Their final home game will be against the Bengals. That will be Senior Day on October 4th. They will finish up against 2 tough opponents on the road, the Centennial Cougars and Lakeville South, to finish off the regular season for the Rebels. The Anoka Tornadoes 2024 schedule will start on the road with 2 games, one against Champlin Park, one against St. Michael Albertville. Their first home game will be September 13th. And back on the road to visit the Maple Grove Crimson on the 20th. The next 3 out of 4 will be at home. The Coon Rapids Cardinals will visit on the 27th. They'll be on the road to the state champion Centennial Cougars on October 4th. The next 2 weeks will be at home against Osseo. QCTV will be there for that game, and the Pumpkin Bowl will be on October 16th against Wayzata. The Andover Huskies will open up their season to get the St. Thomas Academy Cadets at Husky Stadium. The Huskies will be on the road the next week to Mankato West. They will take on the Scarlets in a rematch of their only regular season loss last year. The next 2 games will be sectional opponents. Home against Cambridge Isanti, the Blue Jackets will come into town on September 13th, and the Huskies will travel to Elk River for one of the best matchups in 5A as the Elks and the Huskies lock up on the 20th. Huskies will travel to Spring Lake Park on the 27th and back home against St. Francis on October 4th. On October 11th, the Huskies will visit the sectional opponent of Sauk Rapids Rice, And the finale, the season finale, will be against Robbinsdale Armstrong, a team that they beat twice last year, once in the regular season finale and in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Let's take a look at the QCTV Minnesota Roots Top 10 for 6A. Last year's champion Edina takes the #1 spot, followed by Lakeville South, Eden Prairie, and Lakeville North. Maple Grove, Minnetonka, and Centennial are 5, 6, and 7. The Anoka Tornadoes come in at 8th as they take on the Champlin Park Rebels in their first matchup. Rosemont and Stillwater round out that top 10 for 6A. The Minnesota Roots QCTV Class 5A preseason rankings have the Alexandria Cardinals ranked #1, followed by Elk River, Robbinsdale Armstrong, St. Thomas Academy. Rogers, Chanhassen, and the Andover Huskies ranked 7th, along with Owatonna, Sauk Rapids Rice, and Moorhead rounds out and coming in at #10 for the preseason rankings. You can follow Minnesota Roots for all the rankings this season on X. Thank you again for joining us on QCTV's football preview for the Anoka Tornadoes, the Andover Huskies, and the Champlin Park Rebels. We wish the teams the best of luck this season, and we'll see you at the stadiums.
Third quarter coming up, the battle for the paddle. The Rebels and the Tornadoes knotted at 6. Steve Thompson and Tim Anderson. And here we go, football season underway. And as expected, some mistakes in the first half, but a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, first half really, it was pretty darn even. Both teams were able to establish the run. Nice pass right there by Brady Shorenstein as he was able to find Michael Bruggers. 3 completions to Bruggers in the first half, including this one right here. Little touchdown pass as you watch Shorenstein, again, do a nice job of on the run making throws.
Yeah, just as good a scramble as you're going to see. And, of course, keeping the play alive was Bruggers. Didn't give up on the play and stop.
So after they got up 6-0 on the missed extra point, back came the Tornadoes, led by the powerful running of Zach Welch, getting them some first downs. Early second quarter, Padani is able to hit a Beckway on a little slant. 6-6. They missed that extra point, and that's where we are, Steve, so far as we've played this first half of football.
Just about ready to go. Rebels will kick off, and Anoka will get the ball first. Let's talk about both of these teams. #1, cutting down on mistakes. But for the Tornadoes, I would think getting that passing game going is going to be a key in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was really kind of an uncharacteristic first half of Peyton Padani, right? Missing a lot of high throws, some low throws, just didn't seem real sharp or in tune with his wide receivers. And once again, one catch between a Beckway and Borchers. You want to get those guys involved in the second half. Got to find a way to get them going in the offense. And yes, stay with the running game with Zach Welch if you can, but I'm with you. I think you got to get some pass plays, something confidence, get some things going for Padani in the second half.
And the Rebels, on the flip side, they have at times been able to run it effectively, but Shorenstein needs to be able to throw it a little bit and try and find Bruggers again, because when they hooked up, it turned into big things.
Absolutely, and he's a big target, so it's nice to have Shorenstein
Evan
somebody
Swanstrom
big
on
to
to kick
throw
off
to
for the
like
Rebels.
that. I'd also like to see him get some other guys involved, maybe get a quick screen to Reese George, get some stuff moving so that he can get some guys involved in the offense.
All right, Swanstrom to kick it off for the Rebels. They're in Navy, going from right to left. Once again, that breeze is picked up, but it is blowing across the field from west to east. So from the Rebels side to the Tornadoes side. So neither team really getting a wind advantage here in the third quarter. And we are ready to go. 2 players back deep for the Tornadoes to receive the kicks. Beckway, and they kick it away from a Beckway, and it's taken at the 5-yard line. Mosman, he's got some speed. Big block and a flag, and this one's coming back. Mosman over the 30, the 35, but the Tornadoes are going to be pinned back deep. This flag definitely against Anoka.
Yeah, legal block in the back for sure right here. That's an early season penalty. Both teams just tons of penalty yards in the first half, and just can't have it, and already we're starting with one of those for the Tornadoes here in this third quarter.
Number 24, the return team.
As they get number 24, that is Wyatt Rothram, the senior, on that illegal block in the back. Let's take another look at it right here as Mossman comes across. Oh, yeah, pretty easy call right there. Cannot hit the guy from behind.
So the Tornadoes will start deep in their own territory to get quarter number 3 underway. 6-6 ball game.
Not great field position, and the Tornadoes had decent field position in the first half, just not able to do a ton with it. But today they do not have great field position on this drive, as they will start from inside the 10-yard line at about the 6, maybe.
And here comes Anoka once again, quarterback Peyton Padani. Zach Welch is the starting running back, standing to his right. They have dynamic receivers, Abekwe, Borchers, Lackinen. All weapons. Abekwe, a touchdown catch in the first half. Welch, right side, cuts into the middle, running room, and more. 30, 40, look out. It's a foot race. 30, he'll get caught. Dodges 10, finally hauled down from behind. What a run for the Tornadoes. They have a 1st and goal.
Again, a straight-ahead run by Zach Welch. Nothing fancy. He's able to get into the second level, and again, watch him here. Hits the hole, one cut, and he is gone just like that. Getting into that second level. Great job of pursuing there just to keep this thing alive for Champlin Park as Welch was ran down.
84 yards. Here they go, Welch again, and Welch surges near the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal from there.
Aaron Briggs saved a touchdown that time and Milton Blamo as well. Nice job by those two to just keep that from being a score. But that's the big play that the Tornadoes have been looking for on offense. And they reversed the field position on one play from the 6 down to the 6.
And on a run, they've run it twice, and now they're knocking on the door here early in quarter number 3. Welch still out there right behind the quarterback, Padani. Padani, quick check at the sideline, gets a snap. He'll play action, throw to the right toward the end zone, flags fly. And the intended receiver there was pinned down. That was Borchers. Borchers got hit before the ball, or while the ball was on the way.
Yeah, easy pass interference call. This one might have been like a little RPO right here, Steve, because it was a high snap, and it looked like he could have handed it off to Welch, and he chose to keep it. But I feel like he had the option to do either or right there. And instead he opts to try to throw it. But, yeah, this is an easy call, right, as draped all over was Connell Brownell on Trey Borchers.
They move it to the 3. 1st and goal now at the 3-yard line. I think it should be 1st down.
Yeah, they still have
on
it
the penalty. Here it is up the middle. Welch hit, but still forward progress down to the 1-yard line. He got hit immediately, but forward progress near the 1-yard line. Good job by the Rebels in there to stack that up.
And that's one thing you like about him as a runner is that he doesn't go backwards ever. Everything seems to be forwards. And that's a big deal, especially if you get down to 4th and 1s. They have not changed it. They still have it as 3rd down on the markers. You wonder if...
yeah, that doesn't seem right after the penalty. Anyway, it is at the 1. And he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and the flag flies.
Couple flags from front and back. They changed out quarterback right there, too. Did you see Luke DeShane was under center on that last play? Are they thinking holding on the Tornadoes here?
Well, there were multiple flags on this play. Personal foul, face mask on Champlin Park.
And that's not an automatic 1st down, Steve?
Yeah, I don't understand why a penalty makes a 3rd down. Doesn't make sense to me.
Especially
so anyway, half the distance.
I thought personal fouls were automatic, but maybe I'm wrong.
And there's a sneak up the middle. DeShane, did he get to the end zone? He did, and the Tornadoes lead it 12-6.
Little keeper that time, and they were able to punch it in, so no matter what, Tornadoes do get it across.
So DeShane on the sneak right up the gut, 12-0 Tornadoes, and now Bo Osrick. Does he go for 1? Does he go for 2 here?
Well, he's got some decisions to make, and again, shifting personnel on and off the field here to try to make a decision, and it looks like they're going to kick it.
Well, they are going to kick it. Bahanski on to try the extra point.
Had plenty of leg on the first one, just missed it wide.
Borchers, the holder. Wait for the snap. Snap good, place good. Kick blocked. It is blocked. And the Tornadoes lead 12-6. So 0 for 3 on PATs in the game.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here, Steve. They don't kick another one of those today. That Bo will just go for 2 the rest of the day. It's just my guess. There's the straight ahead run with Duchesne, who's a big, strong kid. So let's just punch him right up the middle and try to get the score. They do that effectively. Tornadoes do have a 12-6 lead.
Yeah, and once again, the big play on that drive was the run by Welch, 84 yards from his own 7 to the Champlin Park 9-yard line, and then the penalty started to pile up on the Rebels, and then Duchesne in at quarterback punches it over. PAT no good. Once again, Tornadoes 0 for 2, Champlin Park 0 for 1, 12-6 the score.
It's always weird when you see a Tornado drive that ends in a touchdown and there's no passing yards.
Yeah, three runs, couple of penalties on Champlin Park in that one. And I've got to get a clarification on that. When you have a 1st and goal and there's a penalty that marks it half the distance, I thought you would reset.
On personal fouls especially. Like, I understand if you want to on holding and things like that, but it just doesn't feel like much of a feel like much of an advantage to the. I would just pass interfere all day if I don't have to lose the down.
Yeah, I've got to get a clarification on that, particularly that personal foul. And they said, all right, now it's 3rd and goal from inside the 1-yard line.
I'll have to ask Coach Bo or Coach Adam Deneke. I'll just go up to the press box up top and go talk to Adam Deneke for a second. He's usually got snacks.
Duchesne to kick. He scored the touchdown a moment ago, and it's taken at the 8-yard line. Rebels return 20. Still running. 25. Spinning to the 30-yard line. Quite a return by Champlin Park there.
Yeah, sophomore Eric Lukes.
Yeah, Lukes.
First time calling his name.
Out to the 30-yard line.
Nice return, gives the Rebels some decent field position to work with as they're trailing for the first time in this game. There's some young fans watching the game. It's a Hawaiian out, it looks like, on the student section side for the Rebels.
Good student section for Anoka across the way as well. Good crowd on hand in those bleachers, and they are dealing with the sun full force over there on the far side of the field.
They certainly are, but they did show up today, a nice crowd, and I know people were worried about that a little bit on a Friday, but good job by everybody getting here today.
Schoenstein and the handoff. And actually faked the handoff, carried it over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Good ball fake there.
I think they're going to give him a lot of those little options, Schoenstein. They'll give him chances to hand it off, give him chances to keep it. Let him use his instincts, which I think have been really good.
Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. And by the way, a running back to start that drive, Kenny Okonkwo. Okonkwo, 5'8" senior. And it looks like Okonkwo's the running back standing to the left of Schoenstein. He'll be the lead blocker. And Schoenstein, maybe a yard that'll set up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, we'll try to see where Reese George is, because he got a lot of the mail in the first half, carried a lot.
Schoenstein again on the
kick. It was basically a mix of George and Schoenstein in that first half.
I don't see him on. He's going to come into the game now.
There he is right there, yep.
Okonkwo is going to come out, and George back on the field. We saw Preston Nelson, a sophomore, get a carry.
Crowd getting into it for Anoka, trying to see if they can rattle Mr. Schoenstein.
3rd down and 3. Here's George cutting it back, and he is stopped. Excellent tackle by that Anoka Tornado defense, and that was Fox, I believe.
Yeah, Jaden Fox.
4th down and short.
2-yard gain.
Fox getting a lot of time at that outside linebacker position.
And you would think Champlin Park here has got a big decision. I don't think they want to give it right back to the Tornadoes after that touchdown drive that went 93 yards, capped off by the Duchesne 1-yard touchdown run.
And the play clock is running. They got 10 to get this in, so they're going to have to hustle to the line here and try to get this play off.
Trying to get lined up, and they do Can they get the playoff? 2 seconds they do. Here's George. Surge over the 40 to the 41-yard line and a first down. And that is a big first down for the Rebels and bit of a gamble.
Definitely a bit of a gamble, because if you don't get that, you're giving the Tornadoes good field position fresh off a touchdown. But you call the one play that gets you a yard. You just say, all right, this is hat on a hat type stuff, and Reese George just has to go get us a yard, and he did. Nice job by the running back for the Rebels, and the Rebels do get a fresh set of downs.
Well, here comes Champlin Park, and George is going to set up to the right of the quarterback, Shorenstein. Seavold, the center, done a nice job. Another good snap. Here's George, right side, cuts back, not much. Yard or two. Once again, good lateral movement by Anoka up front. That defensive line has done a nice job. Up front, Berglund, Smith, and Chamberlain particularly.
Yeah, running those stretch plays with George, trying to get around the corner. Nice job again by the Tornadoes, not letting George get outside beyond the box. And so that's been limiting the options. And now you set up these second and longs.
5 runs in a row for the Rebels to start this drive. And it started at their own 30-yard line. Ball at the 43. Shorenstein waits for the snap, gets it. George again, right up the gut, maybe a yard. Coming up on 6 to go in the third quarter, so the strategy right now, very conservative by Champlin Park.
Yeah, and you don't feel so far like there's a lot of big plays in this offense for the Rebels, that they're trying to grind out first downs. So when they get into these kinds of downs and distance, like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, the playbook becomes a little bit smaller for them.
And we got a sub coming in. Bruggers is going to come out of the football game for Champlin Park.
Makes me wonder then if there is no pass play here, because he has been the go-to guy.
Torkey came on wearing 33. And here's Shorenstein rolling out to the left. Trying to get to the edge and can't. Maybe got a yard to the 45-yard line. That'll set up 3rd down and 6. Just nothing downfield.
Great pursuit by David Ellis, the junior. Able to knock him out of bounds and not allow Shorenstein to turn the corner.
So they gave him the 46, so it'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go. And this will be for the second time in a row. They go on 4th down on this drive. Might try and draw the Tornadoes off if they can.
Yeah, this is a bit more of a decision. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. This is a bit more of a decision than 4th down and 1.
And now Shorenstein's going to drop back and just kick it away. And Mosman chasing it. It's going to get inside the 10, inside the 5, carry all the way into the end zone. Boy, that took too big a Rebels bounce. And all the way into the end zone, benefit Anoka, and the Tornadoes will get it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Boy, Shorenstein does a lot of stuff, doesn't he? That's a great punt. That was a nice little quick kick, and he's able to get 40-some yards on that, and that's just unfortunate. It took a big hop on him, but that was actually a really nice play, and it just rolled into the end zone. But he is, again, a Swiss Army knife. There's so much he can do. He plays linebacker. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. Just a lot. And when they get healthy and they can move him around the field, I mean, that's pretty exciting if you're Champlin Park.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a very good kick. Too good. And now the Anoka Tornadoes are going to get it back. They took the opening drive. It didn't take long. They marched right down the field and got a score. They went 93 to take a 12-6 lead. Right back at it. Here's Padani rolling out left, back to the right, overshoots Mosman. And he got hit. That play was blown up pretty effectively by the Rebels.
Yeah, they brought pressure from the side that Padani rolled to. And when that happens, there might have been room to throw back, but not enough time, as they were able to close the pocket on Padani very quickly. Nice job by Champlin Park. Just continuing to make Peyton uncomfortable back there.
And the thing that really stands out for Padani, Beckway has caught a touchdown pass, hasn't been able to get it to Borchers much at all, who was a big play guy a year ago, and they're going to hand it off. Here's Welch, good running room over the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Got a Rebel down on the field.
And we'll get an injury timeout here. And that's actually the first time really a player's gone down today, which, you know, I was thinking with the heat, first game of the season, we'd see a lot of cramps, a lot of muscle pulls. And so far, so good. But you hope that this is something that's quickly remedied.
So trainers come out, and yeah, they are stretching out a cramp. So and we could see more of this.
100%. And we talked about hydration at the beginning of the game, Steve, how that's going to be a big part of this. You know, you can practice and scrimmage all day long. It's a different animal when you're out here playing against each other in a game that counts and you're hitting guys on the other side as hard as you can.
So we have that injury timeout. Once again, a big thanks to our crew, led by Ryan Mush, doing an outstanding job in our football opener. We were supposed to bring you 2 games last night. And because of the weather, etc., staffing, and so on and so forth, the other scheduled game we had on the docket Thursday night, Andover and St. Thomas Academy, not able to bring in. There's a look at
our crew.
Folks on the camera doing an outstanding job up there in the sun. Hey, veteran move, they're wearing hats.
Yes, very nice.
That's a key.
Well done.
Yeah, got to wear those hats.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck today. Our crews everywhere doing a nice job today. Dan on the field with the handheld. We got our camera crews up top. They were, of course, one was in a hammock earlier, in fairness. So, I mean, I want to give credit where the credit's due by our crew, but they also had time to get a hammock up today and get a nap in.
One of the guys was in a hammock, and I'm like, so did you spend the night? I mean, did you
I
show
think
up?
I think he came early, camped out, got rained on. That was, by the way, that was Bruggers who was down on with the cramp. So as you can see, he's on the sidelines getting some water, walking it off.
And a key guy has a touchdown catch for the Rebels in the football game. Plays on both sides of the ball.
Now those are the guys you worry about, the guys who play both ways.
Orchards in motion. And here's a handoff. Welch, he has running room. And out of there at the 40, he's still on his feet, 45. Powers his way to midfield. What a run by Zach Welch.
That is what my old coach used to say, running with bad intentions right there. That is choosing violence at the 45-yard line by Zach Welch as he runs over one of the secondary. Take another look at this one again. And again, hits the hole with full speed. And as he gets upfield, he takes on the contact, initiates the contact, and pushes through for another 7 yards.
A gain of 26 for Welch, having a monster day for the Tornadoes as they try to add to their lead. 1st and 10, Rebels 49-yard line. Padani gets the play. He's ready to go. Throws to the right. Borchers, a catch. Goes inside and takes it inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Just good to get a completion for Peyton Padani as he's able to find Borchers, get him involved in the offense. Now you set up 2nd and short.
Tornadoes on the move. They had a very good opening drive. Didn't take long to go from their own 7 to pay dirt and a 12-0 lead. They started at their own 20, and now they're in Rebels territory. And as we move late into the 3rd quarter, this is a gigantic drive for both teams.
Timeout taken.
Yeah.
Injury timeout again as we have a player down, and again, maybe a cramping situation for the Champlin Park Rebels, and yep, being stretched out. And Bruggers is still kind of doubled over, stretching out on the Champlin sideline. So guys are starting to, this is where that summer conditioning really comes into play, these last quarter and change.
Yeah, and he's still trying to stretch that out.
Yeah, that one is that's Luke's, I do believe, right? No, it's Antoine Guar, defensive back senior, number 21.
So it looks like he'll come off the field and be okay.
Yeah. The problem is that once the cramping starts, it's sometimes you got to kind of ride it out before it tends to get a little worse before it gets better.
So the Rebels in a spot here at 2nd down and 4, ball at the 43-yard line. They need to stop. Tornadoes on the march. Here's Padani, hands it off. Mossman, and he gets a good push forward near a 1st down, probably has it at the 38.
Ethan Mossman, the ball carrier.
One thing to keep an eye on, Steve, is as the Tornado offensive line, as the running game starts to really sustain itself, will that wear down this defense of Champlin Park? Because they have had to deal with a very physical Tornado team today.
And Anoka so far has dominated play here in the 3rd quarter. 3 to go in this 3rd. Pedani waits. Mahspin, the running back. 2 wide receivers out to the right. 1 in the slot near side. Mahspin around the edge. Got a good block. And he'll take it out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. And another Rebel down on the deck.
And I think it's another cramp. When you watch players kind of writhe like that, it's like the Charlie horse hits you. And you can see Abekwe is maybe trying to help out. But I take that back. Not Abekwe, Welch trying to help out. But I think they're saying let it go. And athletic trainer Heidi Beckendorf over to take a look.
And that was quite a block, though, maybe aided by the cramp, etc. on the edge, but Mahspin used his speed, and that's been a nice wrinkle for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, that's Sheikh Takuli right there, who is the player down for the Champlin Park Rebels. So we've got 3 Rebels cramping up here in the last couple of minutes. Bruggers is still trying to walk it off on the sidelines. Same with Guar. Just trying to kind of get those muscles to calm down a little bit.
And we're going to take a look at upcoming schedules. Once again, another injury timeout. And Champlin Park trailing Anoka. Here's what's coming up for the Rebels. They got a tall order on the road at Maple Grove in week 2.
Maple Grove just came off a 55-7 win at Osseo as they were able to get that one in. But, yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Then they play Osseo in Coon Rapids, so an opportunity to maybe get healthier. At STMA, always tough to play up there at STMA. And then, of course, you host the Blaine Bengals.
And the Tornadoes schedule upcoming. They will be on the road at St. Michael Albertville. And then a good rivalry game, Anoka and Blaine. And that'll be the home opener at Goodrich this year coming up on the 13th.
Remember, they played that game at Blaine last year. A very low-scoring, tight game, physical. Expect the same thing.
And he tosses it up. Mahspin, halfback option, blocked. Almost caught, falls incomplete. Mahspin tried to air it out, but it got blocked and flutters to the turf.
And they set that up the previous play because they ran that same pitch to the outside, and they kept it as a running play. So now they decide to throw this wrinkle in with a passing play, but a good job of pursuit by Champlin Park that time as number 40, Will Uganti, was able to come up and make the play. Sophomore sensed it, saw it, made a nice block on the ball.
And here we go, 3rd down and 5, ball at the 33-yard line. Pedani, quick check of the sideline, gets the snap. There's Welch, good cutback inside the 30, maybe the 29-yard line before he goes down. That'll set up 4th down territory for Anoka.
Yeah, I have to think that this is obviously, this is 4-down country here for Coach Bo, and he's going to leave Welch on the field. So if you're Champlin Park, you have to key on Welch here, and rightfully so, because he's been getting, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards a clip every time he touches it. So you have to think he'll get it here, but who knows?
And then you got Borchers near his side, one-on-one coverage, 1:45 to go in the half. Pedani waits for the snap, gets it. It'll be Welch off the left, near a 1st down. Did he fall forward? I think he got it.
I think he did fall forward, and that's, again, they haven't been able to push him back. It's always been forward for Zach Welch, and I think he's got a 1st down. They'll probably, they're going to give it to him. They wind the clock. He got the 1st down, fresh 4 for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, and Abdul Jinadu thought he wrapped him up, but he just kept his balance to fall just inside the 33-yard line. Or excuse me, the 27 or 28-yard line. 1st down, Anoka. Jinadu thought he made the stop, but got to give credit to Welch. Here's play action. Pedani looking right, throwing right. Borchers near it, but out of bounds. He was well covered again, and that was outstanding defense out there on the edge. Brownell had him blanketed, and that was a good play by Pedani to just throw it away.
Yeah, there's nothing there for Peyton Pedani on that one as a double coverage on Borchers. As the student sections go back and forth here, as Pedani gets a call here from Coach Bo Wasserich, 2nd down and 10.
Borchers once again split out to the right, trips to the left, and the snap comes. Little bubble screen out on the left, and walking the tightrope over there.
Yeah, he made a couple of guys miss. I like that little call, little bubble screen action. Just get the ball into the hands of the playmakers and let them make plays. Even if that's a 1-yard pass, just trust that the wide receivers can make a guy miss. That's a high percentage play, good confidence boost potentially for Padani.
First down and 10, Tornadoes. Welch, the running back. He'll take the carry off right guard inside the 10, near the 7-yard line. That was a good surge up front.
Time for one more play in this quarter. You're right, a quarter where the Tornadoes have really ran the ball, Steve, been very aggressive on the ground and been very successful in this ground and pound attack.
And they did mark him down at the 8-yard line, so it is a gain of 6, second down and 4, 30 to go in the quarter. Padani waits for the snap. Welch still in the backfield, the back way out to the left. He has a touchdown catch. DeShane on the ground. There's Welch to the edge. 5-3, pylon! Touchdown, Tornadoes!
Instead of going up the middle this time, Steve, they take Zach Welch to the outside, but again, nothing changes. It's full speed around the corner. No dancing around the pylon. It was a straight foot race. Zach Welch had the angle and had leverage, and he was able to get in for the touchdown. And I gotta think they're going for 2, Steve.
Well, you got Welch out there. DeShane is out there. And you can do a lot with DeShane at quarterback, and they're going to send most of the line way out to the left on the far side. You got DeShane and Welch, and now you got a man in motion in front of him. They're going to snap to DeShane. He's going to roll to the right. He's going to throw to the end zone. It's batted around and falls incomplete. So the trick play on the conversion falls incomplete.
And this is where, you know, coach is way smarter than me. I'm not going to say anything. They take a look at the Welch touchdown as he's able to turn the corner nicely. And again, it's all leverage, too. That's the thing I like, is that he just understands if I can turn the corner, they can't run me out. I like that from Zach Welch. I'm not going to ever second-guess Coach Bo. You know that. He knows more about football than I'll ever know. But if I've got a running back like Welch who can get me 2 yards, seems like anytime he wants, why do anything fancy? Just give him the ball. I just goal line the line of scrimmage and just pound it with him and let him go get 2.
A lot of run, little pass for Anoka. They go 80 in just shy of 5 minutes. I had it the drive at just shy of 5 minutes, and the 2-point try, no good. So we have not had any points after touchdown in this game. Anoka leads at 18-6, and the Tornadoes to kick off with 13 to go in the third. But another good drive. This game was tied at 6. Anoka dominated that third quarter.
Great third quarter by the Tornadoes offensively. They just said, you know what? We know what's working. Running the ball's working. So let's just keep running the ball.
And we're going to get DeShane to kick off. 2 players back deep for Champlin Park. Luke's George, the 2 guys back deep for the Rebels as Anoka lines it up.
And if you're that defense, get some water, get some Gatorade, rehydrate, get yourself ready for a fourth quarter.
Champlin Park's still in it, but they need to get something done on offense. And this one, Luke's from the 9, right up the middle of the field, has a little room. Almost got stripped at the 36-yard line, but Champlin Park will start with pretty good field position. Nice tackle there, and Nick Wellman almost pulled it out of there.
Yeah, Nick Wellman almost pulled it out of there, but he also prevented a touchdown right there, because I think if Luke's gets through there, there's not a whole lot that stops him, and he would have had it deep into the Tornadoes' territory, if not all the way back. So credit Wellman there for making a big stop and forcing the Rebels to have to at least make a drive of this. Good field position, though, for Champlin Park.
Well, and that's what the Rebels needed, a big play on special teams. But they do get it out to the 37-yard line, and the quarterback is Schornstein. Freddie Schornstein takes the snap. Little inside handoff over the 40 to maybe the 43-yard line. So a pretty solid gain on first down as we head for quarter number 4. The Anoka Tornadoes put 12 on the board in the third. And going to the fourth, Anoka leading Champlin Park in the battle for the paddle, 18-6. And we'll come back with that final quarter Here in a moment on QCTV.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, an average of 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, or stalking by an
At Animal Humane Society, we've always been committed to helping you find your new best friend. But we do so much more than adoption, because Animal Humane Society is more than a shelter. We offer pet training classes, low-cost vet care, and free, friendly pet advice and resources. We're working to end animal abuse in Minnesota and host programs for kids of all ages, ushering in a new generation of animal lovers. We specialize in second chances, but Animal Humane Society is more than a shelter. We keep people and pets together. We're changing the world for animals and the people who love them. And we're doing it with people like you by our side. Learn more at animalhumanesociety.org.
Do you remember your first bike?
And we are back. Rebel Stadium, Champlin Park, Anoka. Season opener. Tornadoes dominated the third. They lead at 18-6. Big drive underway now for Champlin Park. To start quarter number 4. They're second down and 5 at their own 42-yard line. Rolling out and tucking it under his arm. That was actually the ball carrier there, the running back George. And George got it maybe to the 46-yard line, where it'll set up third down. Champlin Park needs to put on a drive. They need points.
They certainly do. This is a big one for them, and I think they know that if you're Coach Nick Keenan, you're probably pushing your chips to the table on this drive, saying we've got to go for it. It's 4-down territory all the time. I would expect them to try to do that on this drive. Nice job on George that time, because it almost looked like he was ready to throw that out of like a halfback option, and he chose to tuck it down and keep it. But at least now it's something the Tornadoes have to think about if he does that. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that at some point in this quarter.
Schortenstein, third down and 2. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Rebels. He's going to tuck it under his arm. Right side. He has a 50 and more, a first down to the Tornado 47-yard line. So that's exactly what Champlin Park needed. Still plenty of time. Down by 12.
Across to the 47-yard line. That's a Champlin Park.
You still wonder, though, if they're going to be able to get big chunks in this offense. Like, can you get a 20-yard play, a 30-yard play? They got that one to Bruggers earlier in the game, but for the most part, this game has been about 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
It was a gain of 8. First down and 10 for the Rebels. Anoka, 47-yard line. Tornadoes have done a nice job. 6-6 at the half. Now 18-6. Play action. Schornstein over the middle, has a man. It is caught by George at the 32-yard line before he's wrestled down. Ball came loose, but they're going to rule it down. And now George, he's injured on the play, and he might be cramping up. He wants a trainer to hustle out and help him out.
Yeah, that's like our fourth Rebel. It's starting to be a thing now. Oh, yeah, that hurts. Oh, boy. Those calf cramps, man. You ever get one of those in the middle of the night, Steve? The worst.
Yeah, and I actually think 33 on the play for Champlin Park.
Yeah, I think
Torkey.
Damon Torkey.
And Torkey hauled it in and then went down at the 31-yard line, so he's getting stretched out.
We talked about big chunks, though, just like right before that, Steve, and that's a big chunk play. That's what you're looking for, about 15, 16 yards, shortens the field, and it gets you down the field a little quicker. So it's nice to get a play like that. And, yeah, now they're going to start to wonder how many healthy calves they have on their sidelines. That's the fourth guy to go out with a calf cramp or a leg cramp of some sort. And like I said, those take a while to walk off.
Yeah, Bruggers, he's still on the bench over there for Champlin Park. He has the lone score and a touchdown catch from Schornstein, and he's still trying to shake it off. He's got his helmet in his hand. They'd certainly like him on the field, but doesn't look like he's going to return anytime soon.
Yeah, he's trying to drink a lot of fluid, trying to just get himself going, but yeah, he's still in some pain there.
So the Rebels, second first down on this drive that started at their own 37-yard line. First down and 10. They'll try the right side inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And that indeed is George, the ball carrier there. Reese George gets a couple.
Reese George, the ball carrier. 2-yard gain on the play.
And if you're the Tornadoes, if Champlin Park scores, you want them to really have to earn it. You know, go for 5-6 minutes, something like that. You don't want a quick score here. You either want to get them off the field or make Champlin Park work for every yard that they get. One big play in this game, Steve, now that we come back to think about it, is when Champlin Park was driving in that first half and they fumbled right around this part of the field. Those are the kind of plays that you start thinking about in a close game.
Second down and 8. Player goes in motion. They'll hand it off. George fights his way forward for another 2. It'll set up third down and intermediate for the Rebels here. And once again, time is not on their side here in the fourth quarter, closing in on 9 to go.
Yeah, when you are a running team predominantly, it's hard to speed yourself up. It's hard to just become a passing team all of a sudden. You don't want to abandon who you are, and you don't have to. I mean, 2 scores is not impossible. But one thing you don't want to do is have a long drive.
Third down and 7. Schornstein waits for the snap. Player goes in motion. That's Torkey back on the field. And Torkey's going to get the inside handoff. Little reverse, slipped and fell at the 27-yard line, and he's mad. He knew he probably had the corner and a first down at least.
Yeah, he looked a little ginger in motion there, like he was still a little sore, but when he took off, he went, and then, yeah, just kind of turf slipped out from underneath him as he turned the corner, and now it's fourth down and about 5.5, 6.
Yeah, and this is a big play in the ball game as the clock continues to move with 8:20 to go in the game, and the Rebels need a first down here. Tornadoes get a stop, and they're in really good shape considering how well they've run the football today.
They move 3 wide receivers. It's a real spread offense look here from Champlin Park on fourth down.
Schornstein waits for the snap. He has one to the left as well. Let's see what he does. He rolls it out, has a little time, throws it. It's caught at the 20-yard line and spinning out of bounds at the 16-yard line for Champlin Park is Lukes. And that is a big pitch and catch.
I would do this a little more often. When Schornstein looks so much more comfortable when he's running. Like when they roll him out like this and he can throw off his body, it doesn't look like you'd think it'd be a high percentage play, but he has been really accurate when they've done that. And that was a perfect throw.
Yeah, gain of 12 down to the 15-yard line. 7:50 remaining. Quarter number 4. Rebels down by 12, but on the move. This drive started at their own 37-yard line. They got 1 play off before the third quarter came to an end. They'll send out 2 to the right. Otherwise, packed in tight. Schornstein's going to keep it himself. He has room at the 10, the 5, spins, touchdown! Touchdown, Champlin Park. And they pull within 6.
Nice little option play from Schornstein in the backfield, and he saw it as they loaded up one side. He had nothing but opportunity. Faked that handoff to the in or to the right side, and then he's like, I got all the room to the left. I'm going to take it. And then he broke a tackle. And that's, again, just really great instinctual running by Brady Schornstein.
Exactly what the Rebels needed. 73-yard touchdown drive. Still plenty of time, and they are going to try the extra point. And this is Swanstrom.
Be nice to get one through the uprights here if you're Champlin Park.
Schoenstein holding. Kick is up, and that is right down the middle, and it's 18-13. Anoka still leads. They'll get the ball back with 7:45 to go.
But now you put pressure, though, on the Tornadoes to have to move the ball and score. Take a look at Schoenstein here. Watch him break this tackle right here with a little spin. Love that. That is just really pretty. And again, nobody touches him until about 7 yards down the field. So great job by Brady Schoenstein. But if you're Anoka and you don't get points here, now the Rebels can take the lead with just a touchdown. They don't even need the extra point. So those missed extra points and missed conversions could be in play right here if you're the Tornadoes. You got to take care of the football. You got to go on a nice drive and try to get points here to get back up by 2 scores.
9 plays. Drive took 4:19. Went 73 yards. A lot of run, little pass for Champlin Park, but they kept it alive with a huge 4th down.
Yeah, they got a couple of those 4th down conversions. They had a 4th and 1, I think, but then they got that big 4th down and 6 when you needed a pass. It's not something that you're used to doing, but when you have to have it, Schoenstein has brought them some big plays in the passing game.
And we're just about ready to go. And Swanstrom, Evan Swanstrom will tee it up, middle of the field, 40-yard line. And a Beckway and Mospin are back deep near their 10-yard line. A Beckway, a touchdown catch. DeShane, a touchdown run. And, of course, the starting running back, Zach Welch, beautiful touchdown run. Tornadoes by 5. Remember a year ago in the opener at Goodrich between these two teams, Anoka kind of had to hang on.
They did. They got out big, and then, they had some trouble with snaps, and they had, made some errors at the end, and, had to hang on tight at the end.
Swanstrom's kick toward Mospin, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And the Tornadoes, are they going to have them do it over, or are they going to just take the ball at the 35-yard line? Looks like they're going to take it at the 35.
Yeah, looks like looks like they're going to reset him. They're going to make him re-kick.
And they did this once before very effectively. Mospin was able to return it over to the 50-yard line, and if memory serves, it was a gain of plus 17.
Yeah, so, and all you're basically saying if you're Coach Bo is, we got to get over the 35 to make this a good play. So if we do that, then it's mission accomplished. And the fact is they're going to have a Beckway and Mospin lining up at the 15. You're basically just saying these guys are going to get 20 yards on a return.
And, of course, Mospin really flipped the field when he was able to get it over the 50 to the 48-yard line after a very similar situation. So we'll see what Swanstrom does here as he comes to the ball. And this is Mospin at the 15. He's to the 30, the 35, and he'll go down at about the 38-yard line. So a net gain of 3 yards there.
Yeah, they picked up 3 yards on that one.
Hey.
Every yard might be important here on this drive, so you go with it, right? You might need every one. And you notice they're making a calculated effort. They do not want to kick it at Affia Beckway. They just don't want to do that. So they're content to kick it at Ethan Mospin, but it's also kind of dangerous to do that too.
And in fairness to the Tornadoes, actually a net gain of 4 as they have it right on the 39-yard line. And here's Peyton Padani. Zach Welch. Gorgeous touchdown run in this game off the left side toward the pylon. 2 gigantic runs. Here's Welch right side, runs into a would-be tackler, stays on his feet, powers his way near midfield. Another phenomenal run by Welch. He just would not be denied.
I think he loves contact too. Like I got to know Zach a lot last year in the spring, and he's a super nice kid, really passionate about football. Take another look, and he loves this stuff. That's big contact there, and he was like, I'm going to keep going.
And then just takes 2 tacklers with him. He's ruled down at the 49-yard line but it is a gain of 10 yards and a first down for the Tornadoes. Good start to this drive. Up by 5 as we close in on 7 to go in the game. And the Tornadoes in no hurry, and why should they be?
Yeah, they're winding that clock down, that play clock, all the way down to 3. They will have to get this one off, and they do. Oh, that's a late snap. Yeah, false start.
Yeah, and that's not going to make Bo happy.
No. No, it's certainly not.
Offense. Everybody but the center.
We should almost have Bo Cam during Tornado games because he wears it on his sleeve pretty well. You could kind of tell how he's feeling most of the time.
And still plenty of time. And once again, ball security is a huge deal. That's one thing we haven't seen a ton of turnovers in this game.
Yeah, just the one on Champlin Park. Yep. But we have seen a lot of penalties from both sides, really.
Yeah,
just
sure.
Tons of penalties that have created these kinds of down and distances for both teams. 1st and 15.
Clock moving again, 6:50 to go. And the handoff, and Walt wrapped up in the backfield. They smelled that one. That's an outstanding defensive play by the Champlin Park Rebels. And coming in there, Jalen Purnell, I believe, a sophomore.
A lot of sophomores making plays for this Rebel team, and that's Purnell coming off the outside. Just knew it was coming, and he was going full blast. Doesn't respect the pass at this point. Just says, no way they're passing there. I'm running, and I'm going to close the gap and make a play, and he does.
Yeah, it was only a gain of 1. It is 2nd down and 14. They have another sophomore who is in the starting lineup, Preston Nelson. He's playing in the linebacker spot in the middle of that Champlin Park defense. So that is impressive. Rolling out, Padani sets up, throws downfield, up in the air, jump ball, and knocked away. Fine defensive play by Champlin Park. They've had the deep balls covered.
Yeah, not a bad throw. It was a jump ball for Lackinen on the outside. Just a nice play defensively by the Champlin Park Rebels. As you can see, they roll out one way, throw back the other because they have single coverage. Ball may have hung up a hair too long, but a really nice play that time by Aaron Briggs as he was able to out-jump Lackinen for that ball and knock it down.
So it is now 3rd down and 14 for Anoka. 6:01 to go in the 4th quarter. Tornadoes by 5. Huge play here. Padani waits for it. Looking to throw. Off to the left. It is caught. A flag will fly. A Beckway. Looks like he came up short of the 1st down, but this will be pass interference either way. A Beckway still came up with it.
Yeah, Brownell looked like he was draped all over a Beckway. Nice job by Affey to make the catch. And that should be enough to move the chains, I would think, right here, because that is right by the stick.
Yeah, and I thought he was down back more by the 42-yard line with the knee down, but they gave him that extension to the 41. Flags are there, but it'll most certainly be pass interference on Champlin Park and Brownell.
And I think they definitely want it. They'll definitely take the penalty here and just not even worry about a measurement if they can get the automatic 1st down. Yeah, and they will back this up a touch. Yeah, pass interference, yep. Yep, so they'll start from where the original line was and move it up. Because it's a 15-yard penalty. It might be a net gain to take the penalty. And, yeah, they'll put them at the 40.
Yeah, so they gain 1 there.
Yeah.
4 on all of that kickoff stuff, and then that's 5 yards.
Every yard matters, Steve. Yeah. We talk about that. But that's big because it does reset. You get more down. You get 4 more downs here. You're at 5:53 left to go in the game. Now, Champlin Park does have all 3 timeouts. But again, if you're Anoka, all you want to do is continue driving, get 1st downs, extend your offensive series as long as you can, and see if you can't punch it in.
But a Beckway, a touchdown catch earlier in the ball game, came in the 1st half. We were tied at 6 at the half. Anoka 12 unanswered in the 3rd. Another throw out to the side. Bubble screen, a Beckway. He's in trouble, and he's going to be wrestled down and thrown down there by Ashton Kapitsky. He read that all the way.
Yeah, and that's basically been the only plays that the Anoka Tornadoes have been able to complete on offense. They haven't been able to complete the ball down the field, so they've been trying to make plays where the wide receivers can get the ball in their hands in space and try to make something happen with some yards after the catch. That time the Rebels did a good job of sensing it. Ashton Kapitsky there making a nice play for the Rebels.
Coming up on 5 to go in the game. Tornadoes lead. They have the ball. Rebels fumbled it once. They'd love to get the ball back here. Padani Toss sweep. Welch trying to get to the edge. He's being chased. He's going to get thrown down and lose yardage back to the 40-yard line. Phenomenal pursuit by the Rebels.
Yeah.
Welch, the ball carrier.
And see, Welch doesn't get a chance to kick that thing into second gear when he's running side to side like that. And he's also, you wonder just how much juice he's got in the tank on a first game like this. They have asked him to do a lot out here. And he just wasn't able to turn the corner with a burst.
They're down in 10 at the 40-yard line. Padani sends trips out to the left. Abekwe closest to the Rebels bench. Borchers next to him. Welch, the running back. Padani takes the snap, looks right all the way. It's caught and turning it inside near the first down. And that is Lackinen. Brody Lackinen was the lone guy over on the right side, and he was open. He caught it. And he is very close to a first down.
That was probably the best throw of the day for Padani as far as timing, right? It was a no-step drop, just a catch, quick throw, quick out, total timing route. Lackinen does a nice job of running a very precise route. Now it's 4th and 1. They're going to spot him a yard short, but a very good play indeed for the Anoka Tornadoes.
And DeShane now the quarterback. He's going to sneak for a first down, and boy, that could be the ball game as we come up on 4 to go. They brought in DeShane. He had a touchdown run very similar to that.
Yeah, that's kind of a little take on the tush push right there, right?
Yeah,
get right behind DeShane and give him a little shove, and that totally works.
And by the way, they should ban that in the NFL. Let me just get that on record.
Yeah.
I hate that play. They should get rid of it.
But that one works perfect right there for the Tornadoes. Just put your big guy up there and push him forward.
First down, Anoka, 28-yard line, gain of 3. And now Padani back. And we got a whistle. And we have an offside. And this could be the second or third dead ball offside.
Defense, number 12.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, you just got to kind of hold your water right there. DeCooley called for that one. Don't want to make this easier. 1st and 5. I mean, you open up the entire playbook for the Tornadoes.
And we're in a spot now where the Rebels really need to gamble and get the ball back. They haven't been able to force a turnover, and they need it now with 3:30 and counting to go in the game, and a first down and 5 for the Tornadoes, and they're up by 5.
Yeah, and a score here for the Tornadoes would definitely put this thing on ice. And so it's a combination of like how do you play it right here if you're Coach Bo Wasserich? Do you want to run it and chew on the clock, or do you want to be aggressive and see if you can find a ball downfield, get a matchup you like? Abekwe's one-on-one to the near side.
Padani waiting for the snap, has Welch. They're going to toss it. This is Borchers trying the end around. Not much doing there as he gets to the 20-yard line. And they've had Borchers bottled up
They
today.
have, and that's technically a completed pass. And again, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers with an opportunity. So you're trying to get creative right now. Borchers today just the one, I believe just one catch.
As he gets it to the 21-yard line, gain of 2.
Actually, that'll be his second catch of the day. Abekwe's only got 3 catches. So again, credit Champlin Park defensively. They've done a nice job bottling up those playmakers on the outside for Anoka.
But the Tornadoes have countered with outstanding running. Zach Welch leading the way. Ethan Mahosman's done a good job. Here's Welch right side, cuts it back and works his way toward the 15. He'll come up short of the 15, but that is more than enough for an Anoka first down as we get the clock stopped with 2:11 to go in the football game. And once again, Champlin Park will take a timeout, but they're in big trouble right now. Now they need a turnover, and that's it.
They sure do, and now they have to burn a timeout there. They got 2 left. So you know if you can get one more first down here, that'll pretty much do it if you're Anoka. And you can get another first down at the 8.5-yard line is what it looks like.
Very even game at the half, 6-6, but I go back to that third quarter. Tornadoes played very well in that third quarter and really dominated the game, and they dominated on the ground.
Yeah, line of scrimmage, they really pushed back on that Champlin Park defense, really forced the defense to have to stay on the field and make plays, right? And I think we started to see that as players started to cramp up for the Rebels, started to get a little tired. it just favored the offense for Anoka in that third quarter, and we see a kind of a worn-down Rebels defense right now.
So Champlin Park talking it over, and pretty simple right now. They need that turnover and try and get the football back.
So again, you're in an interesting spot here if you're Coach Bo. Do you want to try to be aggressive, go get the score, or are you going to try to keep this on the ground and see if you can't just grind your way to a victory? There's always that fine line of, do we get too conservative? Are we too aggressive?
When you have Welch, you want to lean on him because he just had a huge hand in that dominant third quarter on the ground, that huge run to set up the touchdown.
He's made some big plays on this drive as well, just grinding out some runs.
Welch up the middle. He's got a surge inside the 15. And more importantly, clock on the move will go inside of 2. And it'll set up third down here.
That'll be a second down, actually. So it'll be second down in about 5 or 6. And Champlin will take the timeout here yet again. With 2 minutes to 2:04, they'll reset the game clock too.
So he gets it to the 13-yard line. Another timeout. Once again, Anoka has all 3. Champlin Park down to 1 with 2:04 to go in the game. And for Champlin Park, you burn those timeouts and try and get your guys some rest and hope for a turnover at this point in time.
Yeah, you know, it's all about protecting that 8-yard line right now. You cannot let the Tornadoes get that first down because you just have no way to stop the clock at this point. So it's really a 6-yard football game right now. It's all about 2 downs and how can we get a stop for 6 yards. And on the other side, if you're Coach Bo, you're just saying the same thing to your guys. You're saying, it's 6 yards, boys. We have to just get 6 yards on offense, and this thing can be over. So let's grind it out, and let's be focused on what we're trying to do.
Oh, timeout is over, and the Tornadoes come back on the field. And once again, for Anoka at the moment, hard not to give the ball to Welch. I mean,
completely agree. These timeouts also are good for him too, because it gets him a drink of water and gets him a chance to reset himself. And he has been the bell cow here for today.
Well over 100 yards, touchdown on the ground for Welch. Touchdown on the ground for Duchesne. A Beckway through the air from Padani. Little misdirection. That could have been a broken play, and Padani's hauled down at the 12. And then we got a flag on the play, and that could go against the Rebels.
I think that's either a horse collar tackle or it's a face mask, but I'm not sure what they're going to call there. But the flag went flying on Schornstein, and it might be, I think, just a horse collar. We'll see, because both flags flew. The head official threw it, and also that side judge threw it. So they saw something, and it's one of those two things.
And Anoka got a break because I think it felt like a broken play.
It absolutely was a broken play. I think Welch was supposed to go one way, and Padani went the other way, or vice versa.
Personal foul.
Yeah, it's a horse collar tackle.
There it is.
Half the distance to the goal.
Champlin Park coaches hate that call, as you might expect, because now it puts the Rebels in a really bad spot. That'll be first and goal for the Tornadoes inside the 10-yard line.
Hey, hello.
So,
yeah, right at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that is a tough spot. It's be first and goal at the 9, and now the problem is, again, just the one timeout for Champlin Park, so they will have a tough time getting the ball back with options. And a touchdown here obviously can seal it for the Tornadoes. But this was a good drive by Anoka. They were protecting a 5-point lead. You had to get first downs. You have to hold on to the football. They did that. Very successful drive by this Tornado team.
Yeah, 4 first downs. Drive started at the 39-yard line of the Tornadoes with 7:39 to go in the game. Here we are with 1:59 left, and now they're going to get.
We're still waiting on something here. Maybe they're talking about where the spot should be, because if it was half the distance to the goal, they were at the 13. Yeah, does that put you at the 8? I think they're trying to figure this out. Now they have them set maybe around the 7.
Yeah, and that's right, based on what I have written down, would be the 7-yard line.
Coach Bo looking for a clarification as well here.
Yeah, and it should be a first and goal, and I think they've got it right. last play started at the 13-yard line, so this would be correct.
So they have a first down.
Timeout. Champlin.
And Champlin
All right,
will
they're
take
gonna
their last
final
timeout.
timeout.
Yep, because the clock was about to start. They were going to wind it and probably get it going again. But that will take the last timeout for the Rebels. So fresh set of downs. Clock can't be stopped.
But you've got to be impressed with how Anoka, in spite of the mistakes, have played in the football game today. And I would think Peyton Pedani would be the first to admit, didn't have his best game throwing the football, particularly in the first half.
Yeah, I think they're under 100 yards passing for the day. They have not moved the ball as crisply through the air as you would like or what you would expect from this Anoka offense and from what they can do. But this is where, again, you say, you know what, if we can grind out kind of an ugly one against a rival and we don't have our best stuff through the air and our playmakers aren't able to make big plays, those are the kinds of games that when you're growing, like Bo Wasserik's Anoka Tornadoes team is growing, these are the games that you may not have won a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So
I also think you give a little credit to Champlin Park and their
100%.
scheme. They came in knowing that they had to slow down that passing attack. They needed to know where Borchers is in a back way, even though he has a touchdown catch and a big first down catch in this game.
Yeah, they were playing a few man down too on offense, so they had to really figure out a system here to stay in this game. And I think Nick Keenan did a fine job with that today. That defense just may be running out of gas, Steve.
Oh, here's Pedani waiting for the snap. 1:59 to go. First and goal, 7-yard line. Welch outside. 5-yard line near the pylon right side. He's going to be out of bounds near the 2. Well, he did that the other way on the other end of the field. This time he tried the right side. And we have another player down on the field. And I don't know if I've seen an Anoka Tornado down on the field with a cramp in the football game today.
I have not. Maybe they've been able to make it to the sidelines. You know, I don't know. But, yeah, if it's a question of, you know, whether it's conditioning or stamina or whatever, I think you'll credit the Tornadoes for feeling like they were ready for the heat, ready for the conditions. And so far they've been able to get out of this relatively healthy, I would say.
And the player down there for the Rebels, Ashton Kapitsky, played a ton of snaps on both sides of the ball, and he's hobbling off the field. And the one thing I've heard over the years, and I don't know if this is true because there's Gatorade, and when do you start hydrating? Is water better? Is it Gatorade? Is it something else? One of the things you keep hearing from all the old-timers is pickle juice is one of the things. No,
really?
I'm serious. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Old-time football, and there's some people that still swear by it. I wouldn't do it.
No, I can't imagine anybody's doing that.
No.
I don't think Michael Bruggers is like, hey, please run quickly, get me some pickle juice.
Yeah, when you're on the laptop tonight, look it up. I mean, that's old school football, and here we go. 2nd down and goal, the ball at the 2-yard line. Anoka trying to put it away, and we got a scrum toward the goal line. Did they push it across? No, they did not. Ruled down at the 1-yard line. Clock continues to move. Tornadoes trying to put it away. And in that scrum, I don't know who even took the snap. Was Deshane out there?
I thought it was hard to tell. It's Deshane. Yeah, Deshane is out there for this.
He already has a touchdown on the ground. And Deshane, in this short yardage goal line situation, has been the man.
So they're going to let this run down as far as it possibly can here to try to milk every second. And then Bo might take a timeout at 1 second just to restart it from there, let it run all the way down. Yep, he does.
This 3rd and goal at the 1, and Bo Wasserich takes that timeout, and Anoka will talk it over. And they are on the brink of going 1-0, and once again, they'll be on the road. We saw the schedule earlier at St. Michael Albertville, and then home to Blaine at Goodrich on September 13th. Then they're on the road at Maple Grove. That's a big showdown. And Anoka already getting some positive ink early in the year. Star Tribune has their new Minnesota top 20, and the Tornadoes coming into the season ranked number 8. So this program not under the radar anymore.
Yeah, especially when you're able to have a lot of those offensive starters come back for a 2nd and a 3rd season in a row. And that's what I think people are looking at from a distance is like the continuity is there offensively. And I think that's maybe all the more reason why Coach Bo will probably look at this game and go, God, for all the continuity we have, we're still pretty rusty in a lot of areas. We got some work to do.
Yeah. But when you have the running attack that they did today, thanks to Zach Welch, that's a pretty good thing to lean on,
Yeah, definitely.
particularly late in the year in bad weather.
My player of the game for sure is Welch. I mean, he was just a menace on the field all over today. Really a fantastic performance from him. And now Deshane.
Under center, Deshane trying to get a shove to the goal line. Did he get there? If he did, it would be his second touchdown of the game. And they say no, he was stopped. And that'll set up 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. And they will need to run this play. There's 45 and counting on the game clock, 25 and counting on the play clock. So they will need to run it.
But they have the timeouts as well, so I think Bo will do the same thing. I think he'll run this all the way down to 1 second. He'll take a timeout, and I'm sure they'll try to pound it in again. And if they get stopped, okay, you force Champlin Park to go 99 yards in 13 seconds.
And Luke Deshane's thinking, I have a chance to have a 2-touchdown game in the opener against Champlin Park. I want the ball here.
And if I'm Zach Welch, I would give it. If I'm Zach Welch, I'm like, you know what? I can lean on this and get a yard. Why don't you give this to me and I'll take care of this?
All right, there's the timeout. 19 seconds to go in the game. And we get another timeout here at Rebel Stadium. And once again, great crowd on hand, considering we were weather delayed from Thursday night here at Rebel Stadium and come back. And as it turned out, I think really a good call. You and I talked about it. Could they have delayed the start until 8 or go at 8:30? The decision was made early, and I think it is the right call.
Yeah, it is the right call. Some teams did opt to try to play last night because if they were further out west and the storm had gotten through early enough or south, you could maybe make that play. But again, there's so many variables in play. The forecast was calling for lightning all the way through 8:30, 9 o'clock. And the one thing you don't want to do is get the players out there, get them warmed up, get them lathered, and then all of a sudden lightning hits and you're back inside for 35 minutes. So I think that was the right call last night. I don't think Nick Keenan loved it, but I think it was the right call.
And here we go. Deshane again lines up. 19 to go in the game. Tornadoes by 5.
This is like a Maryland eye right here, it looked like.
And they're going to hand it off, and that is a touchdown for the Tornadoes. Last man through gets a touchdown.
That's Zach Welch. Again, give the ball to Zach Welch for his second touchdown of the day. And he is fired up as he was able to put this one away for the Tornadoes. A fine game from Zach Welch. Tornadoes lead it 24-13.
And we'll see if they line up for the extra point, and they will. And Deshane's going to try the extra point. He has a touchdown run, and the Tornadoes, fair number of penalties today, but they have not been good on points after touchdown. Snap, spot, we got flags.
Yeah, I think somebody moved early, and man, yeah, this is the Tornado special teams today have been all thumbs. I mean, just a real challenge today getting the ball snapped.
But for Bo Ostrick and Anoka, you go into the week and say, hey, we got the W, we have things to work on, particularly on point after touchdown.
These are the kind of the good games for coaches. I think they love this stuff. They don't like it when it's easy. I think they want to be able to say, hey, thanks for the win, great win, nice job, guys. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Back to work they'll go after Labor Day weekend. Not sure if they have film tomorrow. Snap, spot, kick. That one is up, and it is good. And the Tornadoes have a 25-13 lead with 16 seconds remaining in the game. And that's quite a drive, an impressive drive. You brought it up earlier, Tim. Anoka, 7:39 to go in the game, up by 5. And in this instance, they go 61 yards for the score.
Yeah, a huge drive, right? I mean, all the pressure and the momentum after Champlin Park got that score to make it 18-13. That defense has got to be fired up if you're Champlin Park. And you're saying to yourself, if we can just get one stop, we can get the ball back and we can win the football game. And again, to credit the Tornadoes, they didn't panic. They didn't change anything. They just went right back to work. They executed, didn't commit a lot of penalties on that drive. Very efficient drive on the ground. They got a couple of pass plays when they needed it, and they were able to hold on to the ball for basically the entire 7-minute run of that game to ice it. So really good stuff from Anoka to finish this game.
Well, and a huge positive, no turnovers for the Tornadoes. Champlin Park only won today.
On your feet for the kickoff.
So
I think these teams
turnover
are
is not a gigantic factor.
No, I
today.
think these teams are pretty evenly matched, and honestly, I think this could have been a very different game with some different guys being able to be healthy to be playing for Champlin Park. It would have been even tighter, I think. These two teams know each other well, and I think it's going to always be a good game when the paddle's on the line early in the season.
These teams meet for the opener. Once again, Champlin Park. They have a tough one. They're on the road at Maple Grove next Friday night. That's never easy to play the Crimson over there. DeShane to the far sideline, and that one carried out of bounds. Cole Hubbard grabbed that one and carried it out of bounds. And now with 14 seconds to go, the Rebels offense will get another opportunity, and this will be Schoenstein at quarterback again. And he's certainly shown some things, being able to throw on the run, certainly a dynamic runner. He is definitely a playmaker in this offense.
I would love to see what they can do with him when they've got him in different spots, like when they line him up at wide receiver, or if he's in at running back on a play. He's going to be able to do so much for them offensively. We just, I think, got to see a little bit of Brady Schoenstein. I don't think we got to see the whole package today. But very impressed with him. I thought he did a nice job. I thought early in the game Reese George was really solid, and I thought the Tornadoes kind of figured him out late. But, again, a nice contributor.
And here's Schoenstein, waits for the snap, drops straight back. Under pressure, he's going to be sacked. He's going to be sacked. And Michael Chamberlain's had a really nice game up front for the Tornadoes.
Called his name. He's got a couple tackles for loss, had a nice sack right there to close the game, and that will do it. Tornadoes get the nice win on the road to start the season. They hang on to the paddle for the second straight year.
Yeah, they've won 2 in a row in this series, and they go back a long time in this series for the Tornadoes to have won 2 in a row. Anoka beats Champlin Park 25-13. It was 6-6 at the half. Anoka dominated that third quarter, some big plays, led it 18-6 and go on to the 25-13 victory. They played a very good football game.
Yeah, very, very good indeed. A lot to be proud of on the defensive side of the ball, too. I thought defensive coordinator Adam Denicky did a fine job really making some adjustments after Champlin Park did some good stuff to him early on. It was a fierce, physical football game, and that was a good one for the Tornadoes to get the win.
And Zach Welch, our player of the game, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He was the man in quarters 3 and 4 for the Tornadoes as they get the W today over the Rebels here at Champlin Park. Big thanks to our crew led by Ryan Mush. Outstanding job. Big thanks to my play-by-play partner, Tim Anderson. Always good to see you, Tim.
Absolutely.
Hit him straight.
I
am Steve Thompson. Once again, our final score. It is the Anoka Tornadoes beating the Champlin Park Rebels in the season opener and the battle for the paddle here on QCTV.